boy, man.
All right, chat, what's going on? Chapter 1160, and it's a continuation of a crazy run for Oda, man. This reminds me of Odin's flashback. This reminds me of Roof Piece as far as what I've been witnessing in the community as in my time. This is one of the best runs Oda's ever had. And seeing the community's reaction to it, it's just crazy. So I can't wait to get into it. But we'll let everybody gather in. We got a lot to talk about. I want to, Chad, you guys let me know. Let me know your main thoughts and everything. If you got any interesting takes on the chapter, what are some of the most important things for you guys? Let us know what you thought about the chapter so far. And let us know, because last week we had some technical difficulties. It looks good as far as what I can see so far, but I'm gonna double check that real quick. Let us know how the audio sounds, and make sure you guys like the stream. We got some big stuff planned for OPU. We're kind of we got a lot of ideas, and we're gonna be kind of structuring the podcast, evolving it, getting even better with this. So I'm excited for the future. Krow can't make it today, so I'll take over for him as far as the host goes. Zane, he should be in here soon. We'll see. But right now, I'm here with JJ and Prince, so I'm going to let them introduce themselves. And JJ, what are your thoughts on the chapter so far?
Well, before we get to that chapter, I want to say, maybe not having Zane and Krow here ain't too bad, because looking at the screen and my character looking all big and brolic and taking over 40% of the screen, I kind of like it. I ain't going to lie. You know what I'm saying? Krow, Zane, y'all take y'all time, do what y'all do. But, man, this was a tough chapter, man. Starting off with that awful cover story, all the way getting to these terrible celestial dragons, you be surprised that Oda could find new ways of making you not like people, but just having to hunt through a whole island, it's simple as put. That's a way to make you not like characters that we're going to see a lot of in the future. So, this was a tough chapter to read, but thank goodness them pirates came through. Them pirates are the heroes for real. Forget Garp.
That's for sure. If you look at this chapter, I think one of the main things that we always love in One Piece is that Oda does not shy away from showing the brutal sides of humanity. This shit is horrible. Like when you look at it, you come to terms with it, you see all these different scenes, like what it really packages and represents. Shit is crazy, and it is going down because we all knew that God Valley is something. It's got to be something absurd because we've been hearing about legendary characters. We talking about Whitebeard, Rocks, Kaido, Big Mom at first when it came to Wano, and then you got Roger involved with it. Odin somehow involved post God Valley, and we're like, what the fuck happened? And now we get to see the reasons why everything spun in a way. So seeing all that in real time, and then finally you got a very important character's involvement in the story, which I think is we'll talk about it soon enough, but I just want to say, man, it is crazy. Shit is definitely going down.
Y'all talk about very important characters. If y'all go to the part where they introduce the Rogers pirates in this chapter, if y'all look right behind Roger, don't that look like Douglas Bullet? Man, come on. Let's bring Stampede Cannon for real. I need that. If y'all look at that definitely look like Douglas Bullet.
It's cooked. All power if we get Stampede.
And I like that. I like that idea just because it's Oda's really bringing in everybody. The movie characters, non-canon. He started it with Shiki because Shiki was the big. I guess Shiki was technically canon already, but I don't I want to erase that memory of what we saw in that movie and just think of God Valley Shiki from now on. Because this guy, he just looks like the coolest character in his prime, bro. And I remember I used to always think was Shiki, I would always compare Big Mom and Shiki. But I would because, bro, I can't wait to see Shiki fight. That's the real thing here. Because, like I said, bro, he was kind of a clown show in, what was it, film Gold? No, Strong World. What movie was he in?
Yeah, he's Strong World.
Strong World, yeah. So we got to see really what Shiki is capable of. But yeah, man, this panel with Rocks and the entire Rocks crew looks incredible. All right, Chad, make sure you guys like the stream. If you got any super
Yeah,
chats, we'll
can
be reading them throughout the stream. Go ahead,
I
JJ.
just got to jump in on the last thing you said, bro. The Roger Pirates look mid to me every time I see them. Like, I'm sorry. Like, outside of those three guys, every time I see the panel of the Roger Pirates, I'm never enthused. Like, when we first got the Roger Pirates jumping on the God Valley in like 1096 around then, like the most impressive thing to me in that chapter was how, just looking at Roger just looking like Ace. That was the most impressive thing. But his fishmen and all his crew just always looked mid to me. But the Holy Knights and the Roger Pirates, they brought that energy in this chapter. Oda was doing his thing with those, but I'm never impressed with the Roger Pirates, and I feel bad about that. I know that this isn't really Rock's backstory. Roger's backstory. He's just a part of it because his story is so intertwined with Rock's. But like this whole backstory is really downplaying the Roger Pirates, and I'm just not a fan of that personally. But
Yeah, I mean, and
I just had to
and
do that.
the thing is, it wasn't Rogers' era yet, so I don't know. I kind of do like it just as far as because this to me this is the moment where Roger becomes the Roger that we know. That's what God Valley is. So I think it kind of makes sense why he's a little bit more underwhelming. Like this is the moment that pushes him to that limit where he's now on the path of the king of the pirates. But I know what you're saying. It's it's weird because we always had this big idea of Roger even from the beginning. We didn't even know much about him, so we always saw him as just like an untouchable, legendary pirate, like the legend. Where now it's like, bro, Rock. I had to say, Rocks. I like Rocks better than Roger, man. Like this guy put up an Avengers level crew, and the fact that because we always thought that the Rocks Pirates was like, and they do fight a lot, but you can't you can't you can't understate the level of influence that Rocks has on his crew, where they're like ride or die for this goal and for his mission, even though they disagree and like they all have their own uh egos in place, where it's like a lot of testosterone in this crew, but there's still this is our crew. Like we're gonna make sure, even if this is the last time um we ever sail together, this is gonna be the big moment. So you got to respect Rocks for bringing all these guys together.
Let me add on to that as well. I think that the idea of the Rocks Pirates being in fighters, we got to kind of give that off as well. I mean, we know Shiki and Silver Axe, they seem to have their little Zoro Sanji thing going on. And we saw, Rocks, put foots up on Kaido for talking incorrectly. But outside of that, like, you got the Gloriosa chilling with Linlin, talking stuff. I feel like Whitebeard and Big Mom are both like big brothers or big siblings when it comes to Kaido. Like I'm actually seeing, situations in which I'm seeing the chemistry of the group. Like they Shiki may be really inconsiderate and everything, trying to get rid of everything. It may just be Shiki may just be the one when it comes to all the infighting.
He's
Remember,
the
he
problem
dropped the
child.
cannonball. Yeah, he dropped the cannonball in on Kaido and Whitebeard. Then he ended up fighting Silver's Eye. It may just be a Shiki situation, and they just thought that was how it was with everybody. But like I said last week, these guys seem to have accepted the fact that they're part of the same crew through the Davy fights. And Rox is putting them in a position where everybody's getting money. It doesn't really seem to be any real complaints. Wang Ji and Shiki, those are two you just got to watch, really.
Yeah, like and that's the thing. Like Rocks, that's why I mean. Like his leadership as a captain is so interesting because in a way, he's taking stuff from so many different characters. You got Blackbeard on one side, where like we can see Blackbeard influence with Rocks, but in a way, Rocks also is similar to Luffy in some ways, where like you got how you said Shiki and what's his name,
Correct.
Silver X, yeah, Silver X, and like somehow he's even though you can see in this panel they're still kind of arguing and fighting, but they're still on the same team. Like it's like the Zoro Sanji dynamic where Luffy is like, yeah, we respect our captain and we respect the mission even above our own differences. We could fight along the way, that when it comes down to it, I think we're gonna see Shiki and Silver Axe fighting for rocks. And you brought up a interesting point too, because comparing them to the Roger Pirates, what they are right now, these guys are all memorable characters. You have even the little one, I forgot his name, the one with the hat with Big Mom.
Rusin?
Streusen, yeah. Like even Streusen to me is so much more memorable than a lot of the Roger Pirates. And I don't like he's not like a fan favorite for me or anything, but just he has like a certain energy and personality to him where a lot of the Roger Pirates do feel kind of dry and basic. Which I mean hopefully Oda will go into that more in this flashback or even throughout more with like Roger and everything, but I don't know, bro. This like the aura coming from Rock's Pirates is crazy. We had a moment, it was like 3-4 chapters back, that one panel that I loved where it's Rocks, and I think it was Captain John staring into like a fleet of ships coming after them, and it's like their silhouettes waving in the wind. I'm like, bro, why is he giving us Rayleigh level aura in this panel? Like, that's crazy to me, bro. Like, Captain John is like the 5th most important character in the crew to the story.
Debatable.
Shoot,
So, yeah.
honestly, I wouldn't go against it because the fact that, like, more specifically, it led Buggy down a certain route, and Buggy obviously causing the mayhem he has. We know what he's done. So, if Captain John is able to spur on all of that just from himself, then yeah, I can see what Preach is trying to say.
So what about you, Prince? What are your thoughts on the Rocks Pirates?
Ooh, first thought, I think dangerous. I think is absolutely insane. Like it's literally if I could put it in NBA terms, it's literally if you took every single major star of every franchise, because in their right, each of these people in the Rocks crew should have their own crew, but they're just so selfish in taking what they want that they don't have anything else concerned about them. So they just going off of power and more specifically, falling under the line of like crazy devil fruits, man. Because if you really look at it, every single one of them has their own appeals and wishes of what they want, but it's specific traits that they look for, in which it's extremely funny to me. Like Kaido, we see him beforehand, like with Luffy talking about hockey beats all, but now when we look at the chapters and everything that's going on in God Valley, he's only concerned about getting a devil fruit because he knows that like you need some specific special power if you want to move forward. Hockey, sure, like it's the like grit and grind way of getting through the One Piece world, but you need something unique to yourself. So he's looking for that devil fruit. Same thing with Big Mom looking for something. They're all looking for something special. So
Yeah,
I don't know. It's just
I like that you mentioned like it is fun. Like, there's a lot of funny interactions in this chapter. Like even when Whitebeard like talking about Shaggy and then Whitebeard is like, I don't care about Shaggy, but if she does fall for me, I won't complain. Like, that
yeah.
was pretty funny. And then like all the reactions and bro, Gloriosa is down bad for Roger because like how is she saying I should save Shaggy just so Roger can be grateful?
Just
Bro,
so
that's
Roger
so
would like
crazy.
it. And then yeah.
That's next
I
level
think that
simping.
yeah. I'm not gonna lie, I don't think Sanji's even done that. Has Sanji done that?
I feel like Sanji would, but I don't know, bro. It is funny though.
Nah, bro. That's like saying he would bring Zoro to Hiyori just so that Hiyori would like him. And
That's exactly what will happen though.
no, but the thing is, Sanji would never do that.
Like, bro, you remember how jealous Sanji was when he found out that Zoro and Hiyori were hanging out for like a whole weekend?
Oh yeah, bro. That was the funny. I swear, I think like the reaction when I don't know, it's just like Oda like whenever it comes to like specifically like romantic gags like even though it shouldn't be there, he always just wants to go deep into his bag with it and you just can't help but laugh. You just can't help but be like, "Damn, is this really what like everything's come down to, bro?"
Yeah, but I do like Oda. This crew has so much personality.
Oh yeah.
Every character has their own little, like even though they're all saying the same thing about Shaggy, but you can still feel a difference in personality from each one. Each character has their own way to go about it.
See,
And you
one
know
thing
whose personality I'm not liking? Once again, every week I see Kaido and he's looking like somebody's nephew or some chump. I'm gonna make sure I speak about it. I was so patient. Oda, we need more from Kaido than just asking Lin to get the ice cream off the shelf for me. Like, bruh, Kaido, represent yourself well. You've done nothing in this flashback. The only thing he did was survive a cheeky cannonball and get kicked in the face. Like, stand up for yourself. I know you 15, but daggone men.
He did stand up to rocks one time, but like that was like a quick moment too. That wasn't anything too crazy.
Yeah, because
Literally
that boy
nothing.
Rock sat his ass down.
I
And he
respected
had nothing
Kaido for
else to
that,
complain
but
about.
but it's like how you said, JJ, because he knows Kaido knows in the back of his mind that he has Big Mom to protect him. Like if it ever comes down to it, Big Mom would step in and they'll fight rocks. But but yeah, bro, we got to see some more from Kaido. Because it's you know what's funny too is like we didn't know for sure if Dragon would be in this flashback, and we're all expecting so much from Kaido, but Dragon is what 16 in this flashback, and he's like way more important than Kaido. Like, what, bro? We need to see something from Kaido now.
And I'm glad that you brought up Dragon because if you think about how we've seen Dragon all throughout this story, he's been very stoic, almost got like the angry look on his face all the time, just basically emoting, never emoting. But in these chapters, he's screaming
Oh, he
out
looks
loud,
stressed.
he's fearful. Like this is the most emotion we've seen out of Dragon since he's been a part of the story. And it's like, how do I even emote once I've seen as much dirt as I've seen, So I can almost, the only time he's like really shows some kind of emotion is when he saved Sabo from the Goa Kingdom. When Sabo's like, I don't want to be rich no more. He like, dang, y'all, that was the only time I could really think about him doing anything other than just having his arms folded and looking east. So,
It's a good.
seeing Kaido, yeah, in Dragon these past couple of chapters is really interesting. I need him and Garp to run into each other on this island. I need to see it happen.
See, I think JJ, what you're saying with like rocks, it's not rocks, sorry, Dragon being very emotionless and like always being stoic, right? I think that what we're seeing right now is exploring that breaking point, exploring the fact that like God Valley is such a sinister, like Avengers level threat to One Piece. Like in the sense of like everybody in the world should be threatened by what's going on right now in this like little island to the point where Dragon is taking the full burst of it as a solo marine that wants to help the world. Like Dragon in this scenario is literally like if Kobe like early days like would see this. Like I don't know like what power he's at, right? I don't want to get power scaling involved in it. I'm just talking about like
His
a little
I
cadet
see a lot of Kobe.
seeing
Like
the horrors in the world. Yeah.
even the way his personality, it's like he's still serious, kind of like how Kobe is serious, but yeah, this is a much more fearful. Like I think it's a good point because we're now seeing a lot of growth from Dragon, what he came from, and you know, it's understandable how he's this cold, serious character now. Where I think that also is also because of how he became a leader, where he has to be that way to lead people. You can't be getting overly emotional every time and then letting that dictate your strategy and your decisions. Like if he wanted to, I mean, he could really go to war with them, but it was not the right time. With like the whole Ginny situation, and there's like been a lot of times where Dragon has to withhold his emotions and look for the bigger picture. So I do like Dragon, like bro, Dragon's becoming one of my favorite characters in One Piece.
Same here. And I think that like the reason why is more so because I kind of knew that it was gonna happen. Same thing's gonna happen with Akainu as well. I feel like people love like on the agenda side of things. It's more so like always trying to praise people that are always like in the limelight when it comes to One Piece. Like oh, like this is happening now. This is the power scaling we're getting. This is the best character. This is who we should focus on. But like I've been trying to tell people for the longest time now, ever since I got into One Piece. Like when you see the length of it, is for a reason. One Piece itself is a marathon and not a sprint. So when people pay attention to characters or people get invested in the characters, I ask them to just wait a little bit longer for the story to play out and for Oda to focus on the little details and then get to the big picture. Because he's always going to do that. Because like with One Piece world building, no matter if it's a literal Hunger Games island like God Valley or a normal island that wants to mimic a certain country's like of Earth's culture, like Elbaf, for example, with Viking stuff, Oda's always gonna like start with the nitty gritty, start with the minor stuff, and then get into heavy stuff really quick, like later on down the line. So
Yeah, and
it's just
I
like
also
be
like
patient.
one thing I like with Dragon is we're seeing he's so different from Luffy. Where Luffy, I think with Luffy he's a lot more energetic and silly, and he doesn't take anything too serious, even when stuff becomes extremely depressing or angry, and like it's not really like something that he holds on to. Like he's not gonna change his entire dream and goal because of one tragedy. So I think it's cool to see a difference where Dragon he's looking at everything as I need to make sacrifices for the big goal that I have. So I just it's a lot different than Luffy, and I think Luffy's more like Garp. And Dragon is really his own complete different character from anything we've seen in One Piece.
Oh yeah. And I feel like I can't wait to see it, but that disconnect between Dragon and Garp is coming soon. And I
Yeah.
feel like whether it's like put through in God Valley specifically, like their falling out is because of God Valley, or it's like a little bit afterwards where they're trying to process the events of what just happened and they get to a turning point. But either way, I feel like that's going to be very crucial in terms of character development for both Dragon and Garp, because then you can see the decisions of why Garp would either like withstand himself, or you can feel why Garp has certain emotions in Marineford, right? Trying to see if is it really like time to save Ace? Should I go against my beliefs or should I hold my ground yet again? Even though God Valley it didn't turn out the way I expected. So there's a lot of things that like I think should process like a lot of different emotions for people. They're like, oh yeah, this is the reason why this character is doing this at this time. I think like God Valley will really like make everybody aware of what
Yeah.
everyone else in the world is trying right now. Yeah.
All right, guys, make sure you guys like the stream. One thing I want to talk about is definitely the Holy Knights. What do you anybody have any thoughts on the Holy Knights? Chad, let us know what are your initial thoughts on seeing Sommers, young Sommers, prime Sommers, Figurlin, and the newer characters too. Like, what is that guy? Like a Oni or like an ancient giant in the background or something? I don't know what he is, but maybe like a fishman or something. But that's a cool looking character too in the back. That big one.
I'm imagining that's got to be some kind of devil fruit because you know he's
Mm,
not big enough to be a Oni, but I really don't have any idea. You don't imagine he looks like his teeth look like a fish, like fish teeth, you know, but they were just getting to the point of actually working with fishmen, so I wouldn't imagine that they would have one. But at the same time, you know, earlier in this arc, Loki was given the proposition of becoming a holy knight. So maybe this guy is somebody whose strength they recognize, and instead of just having you be against us, work with us and receive rewards that you would have never been able to receive. But I don't think he's like a real family member. He may just be somebody that the Holy Knights made part of their army. But this panel is crazy though. This
yeah.
panel's crazy.
Yeah,
I
I
mean
mean,
like
I still want to know about that dude with the skull, the what is it like a bull, a cow skull?
Yeah,
mhm.
So there's a lot
with
of
the daggone.
interesting characters. He did go with the designs for the Holy Knights. Um,
Surprised he didn't have Gunko be part of this picture here. I wonder if that's some kind of foreshadowing because we already see her catch a couple of bodies in this chapter. Her making the man mayor family proud, but
yeah,
oh man, Summers was awful in this chapter. Summers was awful. Oh my god.
So, yeah, when it comes to villainous groups, right? We talk about obviously Akatsuki from Naruto. You got let's see, what else are we talking about?
What is it?
Something
The Hunter x
Phantom
Hunter?
Troop from Hunter x
Yeah,
Hunter. I'm trying to remember
Chimera
the Bleach
Ant.
one. Sorry if I haven't fully gone through Bleach yet. Sorry, guys.
The Frieza Force. That's all I
The
got.
Frieza
Oh,
Force,
look. As much as I love Frieza, bro, what
League of
was
Nah.
that? I can't even take Zarbon and what's the other one?
The
The
Doria,
pink one.
respect the
The Doria,
Doria.
bro. I
Yeah.
can't take these guys serious, bro.
But anyway,
Like
main point of what I'm trying to say is,
the Ginyu Force.
Holy Knights, right? How we feeling in terms of design? I mean, we haven't gotten like really deep in terms of, like that power scaling back as like other shows would immediately get with their villain groups, but like, what are we expecting? Like, do we really think that they could like go off the rails and they're like the key people to worry about anytime? Like Dragon said before, like we got through like all the different panels of Egghead. What do we think?
I think so,
Man,
bro.
we
I
saw
mean,
how
we saw Gunko alone was already just
Massive.
broken.
that's what I'm
So
Yeah.
that's just one character. Then you have Shank's father. Like, bro, like I can't even imagine if because right now this looks like it's Garling's crew. So like if he's the head of this crew and Gunko's on her own thing, like bro, this is just wild to me. Like Shamrock is his own thing. Like you got so many powerhouses already. And like I said,
and I don't know.
go ahead.
I'm about to say I don't know if this is Killingham at the top right with that Fishman looking character, or if that's someone that was a descendant of. But we already know Killingham has a cracked devil fruit. Just imagine if this person has something like this on God Valley. Like I'm looking at the Holy Knights. Like okay, y'all, it's 7 in this panel. Gunko makes it 8. Y'all gonna need a couple of more people to deal with this. To deal with these Rocks and Roger pirates, but
You know what's
it
interesting? I
could be a
guess
one man. If you're able to be a one man army like Killingham was on Elbath, that pretty much evens up the forces.
what's interesting to me would be because you got the Roger Pirates, the Rocks Pirates, and the Holy Knights. Do you think in the God Valley events, I guess it's pretty much impossible to power scale the Holy Knights, but do you like how would you rank the Holy Knights compared to like the Rocks Pirates if you also add in like a Garp? Because I feel like you have to add in Garp maybe just from the world government side, and that kind of evens things out a bit. Like I feel like they're
Yeah,
destroying. If you have Garp in Garling,
Holy Knights. Yeah.
that's I think that's destroying the Roger Pirates, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
See, I think that's what we
Mhm.
actually get because the idea of Rocks 2v1ing in God Valley to make this whole like conundrum happen when Sengoku was talking about like, oh, he is a legend. He 2v1'd Garp and Roger. We should never talk about him. I think that's more so from a lore standpoint, whereas like it didn't really happen. And more so it was actually 2v2 because one, it was Garling and Garp versus Rox and Roger, right? Or wait, my bad. I'm mixing this up. Cause who was they saying that like fought 2v? It was Rox against Roger and Garp, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
So I think that like there's something fishy going on there because if Garp is willingly fighting for like the Navy, right? Then I think like somewhere along those lines, like somewhere, maybe Roger realizes that something's going wrong with God Valley and like it's a different fight than usual. But I think that like there's something specific in the reason why they were hiding Garling and everybody's presence at God Valley, and it was just Garp saving the Celestial Dragons.
yeah. You know what's wild is like, what is gonna be the moment when Garling and Roger and Garp and they're like, because there has to be it's gonna be just chaos, right? Where you got everybody fighting everybody. Garling's fighting Whitebeard one moment, then he moves on and fights Roger for a bit. Like there's gonna be chaos. There has to be a moment when Zebek does something so crazy where they're all looking at him like, okay, we all have to kind of just for the sake of like survival and and just our own survival, we have to look and team up. There has to be. I'm just wondering what could it possibly be? Like, is it Whitebeard maybe trying to sink the entire island? Like, what could it be? Because, bro, uh,
Emu.
could it be Emu? Like, I don't know, man.
Yeah.
Like, this is
It,
gonna be.
it really could be something to the point where no one would process it. It really is like a third party element that is either so powerful that it shakes everybody to
Is
its
it
core,
maybe Rocks
or
gets like a
it's
devil fruit that's like so broken that you know what I'm saying? Like, it has to be something that's so
yeah,
wild.
something like it gets to a point where like it literally is
And
a like world triggering event
and
to the point where
I
nobody can
honestly
survive.
still think it would be so cool if it's Harold, where Harold at the last moment comes in and like just adds another element of chaos where they're like, all right, Rock's Pirates was already so much to deal with, and now you have the Elbaf Giants coming in. Like, this is like we have to team up.
Yeah, I wonder how chat thinks about that too, because I think it is in the at the end of the day a LBAF flashback.
Because
So
I feel like
if
that's
we
something big enough
somehow
where it's
connect,
just so overwhelming if you got Rocks and Harold.
yeah. Actually,
Think about the
now that
fact
you
that Loki. Think about the fact that when Loki came into the room and saw, his father getting, bladed from so many different angles, the first thing he said was to Yarul was, "I don't want to deal with nobody who was a part of Rock's, being taken." So maybe there was some type of reason of Harold being there, but whether it be the story got misconstrued or one way or another, I'm pretty confident Harold had something to do with God Valley being sunk.
Yep, he's definitely gonna be important in some way.
yeah.
So I saw somebody in the chat said Gunko being on God Valley automatically makes sense why Rocks lost.
What
And
up, Tiante?
I'm gonna tell you this, bro. If because that would be a really cool way to tie everything in with the Rocks flashback, Elbath, and then and what's going on right now in Elbath. If Gunko
Exactly.
is the reason, like her power is unleashed with Emu or some kind of Gorosei event, and maybe there's something so crazy with Gunko's power being revealed for the first time to the entire world, where no one knows what it is. Like if that would be such a crazy plot twist, because especially tying into the story with Luffy. Now Luffy and Loki are gonna have to figure out Gunko's power and defeat her. So I mean that would be a really cool way to tie everything in.
See, I think that
But
a Gunko is merely like with all these different powers, right? I think like my assumption of what the God's Knights do is that they're given such broken abilities and they're always hidden doing all these missions and whatnot for what you call the Gorosei and Emu, right? I think that they are given these broken abilities to the point where we saw it with Saturn as well, that I think Emu can just possess any one of the God's Knights.
mm,
So when the time is necessary, you get Gunko's abilities, right? You get everybody like mixed up with directions, everybody's going certain ways. And it's up to Emu's disposal on what they need in the certain situation. Like if the island's biggest weakness is like staying apart from one another and they need to be together in order to survive, split them apart. Use Gunko. Or if a different island needs a different situation, use Garling. I think that like how we're looking at this is like a bit too shallow in the sense that like with Emu involved, like we gotta think like big manipulator type vibes with like those little puppeteer strings and like you know, controlling so many different people at once. Like Emu is like god level threat. So I think like they can use anybody for any in terms of the Holy Knights, any purpose that they want. And that's why they got broken abilities and like when they go emu mode, it's completely different story.
yeah, and I just want to go back real quick to the Gunko thing. It would be really cool if, because we know how much Rock or Loki idolizes Rocks, so for Loki to have his avenging moment, if Harold's involved in this, it would be even another level too. If Loki is the one who defeats Gunko, where maybe Loki and Luffy team up, but I think Loki would definitely be involved if that's the case. Where now, if Gunko defeated Rocks, now Loki has to kind of um, avenge his hero. And I don't know, bro, because there's a lot of stuff with Rocks where like I'm at the point where we got to see still what's going on with the Davy Jones family, because it was in the beginning of the chapter, and they're kind of, you can see everybody wants to just go after them and hunt them down immediately. But
Hey, I did want to talk about it. Uh, First, preach, you finish your point, but I did want to point something out about the Davy Clan that I just thought was very interesting.
well, I
Go ahead.
want to, yeah. Well, the thing with the Davy Jones family is, I'm just trying to think, like, do you think Garp and Roger would be people who would, because we see Dragon protecting Shanks and Shamrock. Do you think there would be a situation where like Garp and Roger are maybe, because I don't know how, if Rox is going to go and save his son, right? Is that really
Oh,
is that really the moment where you want to go and kill Rox?
wait,
Like
I think I
I
get
feel
what you
like, I'm
mean.
saying, like,
Like,
that's like, I just, it's gonna be a really chaotic moment, bro. Where I feel like
okay,
Roger would be the guy to have empathy for it, and even maybe Garp. I mean, we know how much Garp hates celestial dragons when they're going after some innocent kid, and Rox is defending his family. Like, I just don't see it going to the point where they're fighting, and they're gonna, because come on, bro, that's pretty dark for Roger and Garp.
yeah. So what you're saying is they all collectively, like in some sort of silent agreement, are able to understand and like just grasp the situation that okay, this is like a D clan type alliance. We
Like,
need to
I
stay alive.
wouldn't even be surprised if Garp and Roger maybe, I don't know what's gonna, because I also don't see Garp betraying the world government, but I wouldn't be surprised if Roger, at the very least, what if Roger was the one who, he's fighting Rox, but then Rox tells him, I'm gonna sacrifice myself for my
Yeah,
family, and I'm gonna try to let them escape, and then Rox is like, all right, do your thing, and I'll fight Garp for now. Like,
yeah.
that'd be kind of a cool moment where, because we know Roger is his greatest enemy, but I don't know, bro. Just understanding how everybody's kind of turning the cheek for innocence in this, and there's so much bloodshed with the innocent families and slaves and everything. Like, this is, I feel like we're gonna see some really shocking stuff and twists and turns and stuff. Like, how does Blackbeard survive? Like, stuff like that.
Yeah, 100%. But before we get into the Davy clan and what could possibly be the alliance of those three, uh, let's bring someone in.
Zane, what's going
Krow,
on? Oh, is that Krow?
Zane.
It's
Yo, what's up,
Krow
boys?
and
Yeah,
Zane.
I was waiting for y'all niggas to you know what I'm saying? Like,
I got you. Don't worry.
no,
I didn't
I'm
even
just
notice, bro.
saying.
I was locked in, bro. I was
I
going on a
was cooking.
monologue.
I was cooking.
What's going on,
What's
guys?
good, fellas? I'm driving, bro. I
My
still ain't
yeah,
made it home, bro.
yeah, I got caught in deep traffic, bro. That's why I'm
It's
so
all
late.
good, bro.
So I apologize.
I had to go by work, man. One thing about being a teacher, man, you work every day of the week. Basically, I had to go up there and do some stuff, and still ain't made it home. But I was able to. I'm on a longer stretch, so I can cook up a little bit at least. How y'all doing?
Well, JJ, look, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna make JJ look like an Elbath giant. He likes that. He likes to be all brolic and
Speaking of
Listen,
look. We're gonna
JJ,
put you in the
speaking of
background. You're
JJ,
gonna look like Harold in the background, and then so everybody
speaking of
can see that.
JJ, did y'all see the colorings for the Gorsey, bro?
Yep, I saw it.
That nigga top man looks like he is sick, bro. I got the suds, bro.
What's he look like?
Bro,
Is
he's
it
like
in
he
the
a
got like
chat?
burnt. He's like
he got like toxic waste green.
yeah, he's doodoo green. Yeah, just doodoo green and
Doo green is crazy.
everybody else look good though.
Hey,
So, but we
Hold on, let me look. Let me look.
there's
Oh,
a
dang, Mars looks raw, bro.
yeah, Mars like Hall, bro. Like he is tough. Like yeah,
chat. If you want to see
man.
funny things like this, or like where we like talk about certain things like the One Piece world, like in general, we got a Discord, so you can always chat it up in there. We're always happy to take people in, but like, yeah,
If you want to
Crow
see
just
some, you want to stop by Sports
All right, here's
Talk
what
and
I'm
see
gonna
some
do.
Cowboys.
Zane, I'm sorry, bro. You're a Tontada tonight.
Wait, what's that mean?
Check the stream.
the little guys, bro.
Come on, bro.
Nah, I'm fucking with you,
Nah,
bro.
I'm just.
right.
Venus
Like
Venus
low-key
was
level
lit.
threat. Well, Krow and Zane.
For being
Is
late,
that the
Krow, for
worst?
being late, you guys are penalized. You guys are tontadas tonight.
I mean, hey, if you really think about it, in the One Piece verse, the strongest people are the normal sized folks. So I'm cooking. I'm cool with that.
That shit
Are the
Them
was-
giants being
Tontadas the
fucking
worst
bomb.
race in One Piece?
They low-key one of the best, honestly.
Why
One
does
of
that,
the
Three
that
Tontadas got
eyed
Big
sounds,
tribe
Mom
is the
pregnant.
worst because all we got
bro,
is
that
pudding.
sounds crazy.
Okay,
Zane
yeah,
the
man.
Tontada that got
Okay,
Big Mom
listen,
pregnant,
listen.
right?
That
I
just
didn't mean it like that. I didn't mean it like
Oh man. But yeah, you're right. They are.
No, I'm
But
thinking there's
honestly, bro, I don't.
with the long
I
legs.
was gonna say yeah, the long leg and long
Yeah.
arm, like they just
Yeah.
haven't done much, and at least the tontadas are funny.
True.
The long arms are just funny looking. But
Speaking of which, they had so much lore, like going into the story, like 400, 500 chapters in. Now they only got what?
well, bro, the problem is,
Scratchman?
yeah,
Who else?
you can't like a poo just that just ruins the entire hype of it. So you could have gave it to somebody else, and maybe it would be interesting. Like I don't know, bro. I think they're done.
I think it was maybe just a one-time thing where Oda was like, "Hey, we got these people too," and then like didn't go much from there. I mean, I can't blame him because Oda has like probably 1,000 things to worry about in terms of storyline, and maybe he just forgot about it. But he's human.
All right, Prince, you were gonna say something before.
Oh yes, okay. So Davy Clan, right? Getting back to all of that, I think one thing that I really wanted to point out, it is a minor detail. I mean, maybe people easily saw it like when they were like at the beginning of the chapter, but if you take a look at the Davy Clan and you see all the people in prison, getting things thrown at them, literally dying like on a stage for people's amusement. You can obviously see a young Marshall D. Teach, very, very affected by the events going on right now with like his mom in tow. But right in the panel next to him on the right hand side, there's a very big, burly looking man in cuffs with a straw hat on. So, I want to ask y'all, like, is there an even deeper meaning to the straw hat itself? Because
Oh, I
now we're
see.
seeing a Davy
Because
Clan
I
member
was
wearing
thinking
it.
too. Because there was that one little comment where they said, "Are they something with the Buccaneer race or something?" Oh, are they Buccaneers? And I was thinking that'd be cool if that one straw hat guy was a Buccaneer.
See,
I think that there was a lot of weird translations and stuff though with with a lot of phrases this chapter actually. Like some of them like was like implying like they not all Buccaneers. Someone was like, are they also Buccaneers? Like I think it was just probably just a select few, but yeah, that dude probably. But Blackbeard, Will Someone Blackbeard is one too, right?
hmm
Do y'all think
You
that
say?
straw hat has anything to do with the one in the ice room?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Like, I think that
it's not the
there's
same
some
one. I hope. But
huge
I
level
yeah.
think
of
it
like,
is, bro.
If that story come from a random nigga that was just on God Valley, I would be pissed off. Like I need that to be like Joy Boy's hat. You feel me? Like
What if Joy Boy? What if he got his straw hat from the Buccaneers?
yeah, I'm saying this is a
well,
momentum. Like, this is something
I'm
deeper.
bouncing around, but since we're talking about like random people that appear in the chapter, possibly, y'all think that was Akainu that when it was like they was trying to see where Dragon was,
I
and he
saw
was
that on
Oh,
like,
Twitter.
"Dang,
I know,
where's
I know what you're talking
Dragon?"
about. That one panel where like it's like
Yeah,
a random
And
like
he looked
marine or
so
something.
jealous of Dragon, right? Or what was it? Was
no, it was behind.
or
It was behind, so you can only see the back of his head. And he's
Yeah,
like, "Damn, like did he go? Like, I hope he ain't interfere with the stuff on the island. Like,
oh, he was upset about Dragon. Yeah.
yeah, like where is he?" Basically, it was questioning where he was.
it might just be regular like
I mean, they're the same
last
age, so
animal.
you think he'd be there too.
Yeah,
So
He probably was there helping the
wait,
early nights.
what age did he join the Marines? I think Oda
I don't,
said
we
that
don't know what
once.
You
age
know what's crazy too?
Akainu and them doing.
If Akainu was in God Valley, because you remember when God Valley was first revealed, it was with Sengoku revealing it, and Akainu was right there.
And that's another thing, right? Y'all was talking earlier about what they said or whatever. We gotta learn not to trust anything that come out that fucking bomb's mouth, bro. At
Goku.
this point,
Him and Kong, bro.
him and Kong, both of them fucking bootlicking ass bones, bro. I'm not listening to nothing they say, bro. Garp and Roger was there. I don't even, at this point, I don't even think they teamed up, bro. Like, I don't believe nothing he said about that date, bro.
I don't
He
think
wasn't
it's not
there,
in
bro. That's
stone.
why his
I said,
view on it
who
is
you
so
even get
shaded.
this information from, bro? Nigga read the newspaper. Garp probably didn't even tell him. He read the newspaper like, oh, this what happened.
Bro got it from a
Well,
News
that's what
Morgan's
we were talking
writer.
about earlier in the stream. I was asking like, because what could be such a big change in this dynamic of the God Valley battle where you have Roger, Garp, and maybe even Shamrock all coming together saying we need to put an end to Rocks. Like, what could be so big where they can't
I
even
think
like?
Like Crow said, Dami Reversi is a good option.
the only, but my thing is, I don't think that Garp and Roger had anything to do with. Like, the more we read and we get this, I'm starting to think that Garp and Roger literally had nothing to do with Rocks getting
Well, I don't
killed.
know, because Roger, I think he definitely did, just because we know. Oh, okay, so because if you're saying we got to question
But the
everything, are we
only,
saying we even question that it's his greatest enemy? I feel like that's kind of
no, I believe
obvious.
that's definitely. I mean, that's definitely his greatest foe. But I think that the the only option is Roger getting Dami reversing. But let's, like, a lot of people don't like the idea of even just being able to Dami reverse random people, right? So if we go down the route tree, I'm looking at the only possibilities being Rocks was weakened because he probably got sneaked while he was trying to. That was a crackhead. Rocks probably got sneaked while he was trying to save Teach, right? That's
Yeah.
possible. Or B, Roger just literally had nothing to do with that. Roger probably could, like, saw it happen. It probably was the Holy Knights, and they just put it on Roger. Because if you look at it, it's almost like they hid the fact that the Holy Knights was there. You know what I'm saying? Like, when we hear about God Valley, we hear Garp, Roger, Rocks. We don't hear about Garland. We don't hear about
Garland.
nobody else.
Yeah, that's what
Oh,
I was trying to say
It's
earlier
it's
too.
so
That
crazy
like
because
they sort of
there's so many questions about this, and Sengoku obviously he wouldn't reveal this, but we still don't even know
yeah,
about the Gorosei. Like we know Saturn was there, but I feel like that's already
exactly.
like, bro. Could you imagine, even if just one more Gorosei shows up, that's already just adding so much.
Because, like, it's just
You're lagging so hard, bro.
we don't
Hey,
know
we
what they
got a big
really
boy
do.
Frankie in the
Oh
building.
yeah,
Shout out to
see,
Frankie for coming to the stream. Appreciate it.
yeah.
Bro hit that Star
I'm
Wars
driving,
droid.
bro. I'm telling you, I'm going through some streets.
Yeah, you were lagging crazy, bro.
Am I straight now?
Yeah.
I think you're good now.
That was
Okay,
straight binary.
but yeah, like, do we know, like, the existence of the gods? Nights? Like, is this just common knowledge across the world?
Probably not.
I don't think so.
I don't
I
know,
think
but
they're definitely like on some
Because
like
I'm looking at,
giant
like, maybe
type thing.
God Valley was pinned on, like, Rox and Roger. I mean, and Garp, but, like,
yeah,
that's just to hide the real perpetrators.
yeah, that's true. Because the thing too is like we always wonder, well, why is Oda? He never revealed the Holy Knights. How does Dragon all of a sudden just like his greatest enemy? But now that we know Dragon was at God Valley, the Holy Knights were there. This is like it's understandable everything that's connecting Dragon to, because in his mind this was the big event, and he saw in real time how evil the Holy Knights can be, and the fact that they're utilized as like the main army. So even if most people don't know about it, Dragon knows more than anyone else.
Facts. I mean, but this, like if we want to, like, really just have to say it was Roger that put down Rocks, it has to be a dumber reversing.
I don't know. You think so?
What do you think? Like, if we're just talking about being consistent as a writer, right? Am I lagging? Let me know. Like, if I
I
start
mean,
lagging, just shut me up a minute.
I kind of agree, because I think, like I was saying earlier, I don't think Roger would kill Rocks, especially while he's trying to save his own family.
Like, it would have to be, like, so much convenience of, like, Rocks just never says what he's actually trying to do, so Roger just kills him. Like, Odo, like, that's just like so out of character.
But what I could see
Because
is
Roger is there for Shaq.
Yeah, but he's also, because like I do feel there's an energy of Roger coming in and going after Rocks. Like he's pissed off that Shaggy was with Rocks this whole
So
time,
so
and
so I'm Roger,
she
right?
allowed him to get captured.
And I'm here to save Shaggy. Am I that mad that that Shaggy got captured that I want to kill this dude? Or am I going to focus my energy on actually saving her for Rayleigh?
Yeah,
I
but
mean, he said, "I'll
they
tell you
both
the
want to
truth" in
save
that other
Shaggy.
chapter.
Uh, what you said, JJ?
When the word got out that Shaggy was kidnapped, Roger ripped up that page and was like, "Damn you, Roger! I'll kill you!" Like for lack of a better
It
word.
was like, dang, she was under your protection, but like, I don't think that's like if they complete the mission of saving Shaggy, which we know happens, is he still that mad? Where it's like, nah, I gotta go kill you? Like, nah, bro, there's no way, bro.
Hmm. I don't think. Look,
It gotta be
I don't
dumb
think.
reversal.
But one thing is like we don't. Roger definitely wants to fight Rocks. Like, there's no denying that. I'm not saying that Roger was the one who ended Rocks 100%. But if Roger is the one who's fighting Rocks, and that's coming to like a standstill or like it's a very close fight, next thing you know, Rocks is worn down, and I don't know, maybe then Gunko or Shamrock, somebody or Garling steps in. Somebody is the one who ends Rocks. It's not maybe Roger is like the reason why that was even a possibility.
And all I know is
I
that
agree with
Pirate
that,
King is
but
Pirate King.
I just gotta look at the fact that I know Oda is gonna have to salvage Roger's participation in this. And he's not gonna come out of this making Roger look bad, like it was his fault. Rocks got cooked or whatever. I think like when we look at the dialogue from the first time during Kuma's flashback, it's like Roger's trying to catch up to Rocks. He's like, wait, and Roger's like, nah, get out the way. I gotta do something. I gotta do my thing. But like, I don't think it's ever gonna get to a point where they like fighting each other. And Roger's like, I'm not trying. You trying to save your family? I don't care. I'm gonna kill you for letting Jackie get kidnapped. That's what that sounds like. That just sounds absolutely insane to me, bro. But at the same time, I can see
These are
a
pirates, bro.
Roger
They're
and a
not
Garp.
friends. Like, do you think? Let me ask. Do you think Rocks would be willing to take out Roger?
If Roger is on the island trying to save his family, and, and considering everything that's going on, like, why am I saving my family? Oh, the Celestial Dragons are hunting them for competition. I don't see Rock like as crazy as Rock is. I don't think he's gonna be like, nah, bro, I'm not studying none of this other stuff. I see all this wickedness going on from the world government, but at the end of the day, I got smoke with you. I want to kill you. Like, nah, it's bigger things going on right now than us fighting each other. I feel like that's what's gonna come to be the conclusion.
I agree. Well, I think they're gonna fight, and then maybe like Roger kind of or Rock senses like maybe he uses hockey or whatever, or he hears his family like running away,
Yeah, I think
or
it's gonna be an initial
there's gonna
clash.
be
It's because
something
right now it's a
where
misunderstanding.
he explains to Roger like I gotta go, bro. Like, and Roger will understand, but yeah, I mean I could definitely see that happening. I
Yeah,
even
yeah, it's
And
gonna be
always
an initial
remember,
clash.
even Garp.
I'm gonna walk y'all through it, right? Roger landed on the island. He's gonna see Rocks, and they're gonna clash initially, but that's when Rock's gonna, like you just said, use hockey and like, or just at one point communicate like, bro, I'm here to save my family. I don't care about none of that stuff with Shaq or whatever. He's gonna have to tell him Rocks is gonna leave to go and save his family.
So
That's when he's gonna get snuck and he's gonna get weakened, and that's probably when the diamond reversal happened.
Kind of
And
like
then
Odin.
Roger,
do
yeah,
you
like
think?
Odin, yeah,
Because
literally.
why was Rocks at God Valley? He was there for Shaggy, right? And to get his treasure and everything.
Rocks,
And
Roger, or Rocks.
Rocks.
Rocks was there for his family.
And Roger loves his family. Roger's there for Shaggy. But once
But
Roger
wait,
gets there and realizes bigger things,
so Rocks
like I don't,
knew that his family was that they were
Yeah,
going to do that event. Oh, because it got leaked, right? It got leaked
yeah.
by
It got leaked
Guinea.
by Jenny. Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, because he was telling Harold, like, you know what I'm saying, like, feel like fate pulling me back in because my family, I'm from God
You
Valley, you know.
Okay.
you would think with an operation as powerful as Rox's, he would have like intelligence agents on God Valley to make sure something like that wouldn't happen,
Yeah.
and they could be prepared in advance. Kind of like a big mom
I
situation.
mean, but he does. I would say he does because Big Mom still, gets intel for him. But the God Valley situation happened rather quick.
Mm-hmm. That's
Outside
fair.
of outside of Guinea and them being shipped over there, you know, Shamrock or Garland, put the blade in his wife and was like, prepare, and everything basically got popped off from that point. Well,
I don't know.
it
It's
wasn't
just
that much time.
it's kind of weird to me that Rox is smiling in this chapter, right? If he's saving his family and he's, I mean, you see him in these panels, bro. This guy doesn't look worried or concerned.
I feel like
really.
he putting on a game face because you remember when he talked to Harold, he's like, I ain't
It
even
was
told none of
serious,
my
yeah.
crew
It
about
was
this.
serious.
Like
Yeah,
my
that's
family
true.
is from that family. So like right now he's probably just like trying to hide that, like that he don't want them to know his weakness.
It's like some
Yeah.
Blackbeard kind of like mask, yeah.
Bro,
like,
I'm
I
not
don't
gonna.
want
Oh my, go ahead, go ahead.
No, you
I was
good,
just gonna.
you good. I was just
I was.
reiterating.
I was just gonna say something goofy, bro. The way Garp pulled up this chapter, bro. Him,
Nah, that interview is crazy.
bro. He has Garp on another level, bro. I really think that.
I mean, you can see,
Bro,
bro, Roger's reaction to it and Rox at the same
Roger,
time.
they looking like, huh?
Bro, his
That
entrances
shit was
are
hard.
always clean, bro.
And it's still so
He's all right.
it's so
Here.
wild. I know it's like
He's
this is a
literally all
different
right,
era,
bro.
but the fact it's just still just thinking about the fact that he has no devil fruit and he's just throwing a cannonball around.
Bro
But he is
shatters
literally all
mountains.
might, bro.
He does look
He
like
is
All
All Might. He's All Might, but even worse. Like
But
a
we
good worse.
He's if
Oh,
all
I'm
we
finna
my
say,
bring up the fact that Garp doesn't have devil fruit, but you got to remember Rox and Roger, they the same way. They just happen to have a sword as well, but
But I do
all them
love
dudes is monsters just get around with no weaknesses. It's crazy.
this
love
man throwing
Garp
hockey infused cannonballs at people, bro.
And they turned into like atomic bombs instead of regular missiles.
because I do love the way of
yo, let
Garp
me-
where he's coming in and it's like this is not just like this. You can clearly tell that everyone in the entire God Valley Island is like this is someone that you got to look out for. He's not gonna let Rox or Roger just kind of like move past so quickly. Like this is a force, bro. This is not just a typical Marine.
I just don't understand the like Garp. Okay, Garp knows what's going on God Valley, right? When Kong calls him, he's like, they doing their little game over there, whatever.
Yeah.
But like, he's trying to ignore it. But like, he knows Roger is on the way there. He's like, no, I gotta go. Like, what you mean, bro? Like, why? Where are you going here for, bro?
Yeah, his
Hypocrites.
his morals were a little too gray back then.
Like, maybe he's just trying to stop Roger from getting like access to more power through like the devil and stuff. I don't know, bro.
Yeah, that's wild.
But what is so? What I don't get what's the issue with that?
Because
From
he's
Garp's
going to fight
perspective.
Roger while knowing they're committing genocide.
Yeah, but there's
Like
nothing. There's nothing
he's
he can
choosing
do
to
about
have there if he really wanted to, he could.
it, bro. So you think?
But-
okay, so you think Garp can take on the world government on
Yeah.
his own?
I think he can
Garp
take
can join first.
Because
Garp-
let's be honest, like
Imagine if Garp joined Roger.
Bro, think about all the
But he's
Marines
not-
that would
but
go
he-
over to Garp's side though.
But you can't say can he join Roger? Like Garp is not a pirate. His philosophy is a
He-
Marine.
So let me
He don't
ask y'all
act
this
like-
real quick.
His philosophy is to slave people.
He
He-
just
he
likes
got-
to box,
Yeah, to
bro.
save people from pirates though, it's not from. It's like if Garp switched up and became a pirate and teamed up with Roger, like that just wouldn't be in his character.
Okay,
I feel like that would be more
Alright,
hypocritical.
let's remove Roger from the scenario. Why not join Dragon?
So that
He can join his son.
I think we're gonna see a moment where Garp does team up with Dragon in the end, but you need to have like if let's just say hypothetically he would do that. Wouldn't it be more beneficial to keep him in the Marines and keep like he's kind of like he has a knowledge he's kind of a spy in a sense. He's infiltrating.
let me
from
answer that
within.
question with another question. So just to go along with what you're saying, we know now with Dragon being here that the pillars of the Revolutionary Army all basically came from God Valley. Wouldn't be surprised if the pillars of Sword came from God
Mhm.
Valley as well, and everything that we're seeing is what's going to make Garp and maybe Bogart and maybe some other people that just not with the Marines put their resignation in, but still want to be able to help
It's the
people
same like
that aren't
That's-
with the island.
Did we ever get a creation date for Sword? Like within the One Piece, in the
No,
confines
No,
of
I
One
don't
Piece.
think we
here's the
did.
problem with Garp doing. Garp doing sword is cool or whatever, but the problem is like the idea of fixing the system from within, it falls to pieces when there's no fixing the system because the system is working as it's supposed to. It's literally
But the thing
working
is,
perfectly fine. You can't fix something that isn't broken.
the thing is though, if Garp just goes out
They
and
need to
just
dismantle the
fights
system.
everyone and then he loses, he gets imprisoned or whatever or killed, then it's kind of just like, yeah, maybe you saved one life, but maybe his goal is I want to change everything and save the entire future generation. Because we saw Garp, his focus was on Kobe and the future. It wasn't on what I could do now. It's like, how can we help the people of the future? Like,
But Kobe joined the Marines 2 years ago. Garp been in the Marines for what, 40 years at this point, bro?
yeah.
Like,
I see
I
what
feel
you're
like he
saying, bro.
spent most of his
Listen,
time just idly sitting by.
I get
listen.
what you're saying.
I don't think Garp is a bad guy, but it's not a good look that
I don't
he
think so.
turned a blind eye to the genocide, and
Garp was never
and
Like
meant
the
to.
fact
then
that
got
Oda like showed it, Garp
and then
is
got
on an
happy.
island, kicked back with some baddies. Like, oh yeah, the Celestial Dragon's doing that or whatever. He over here laid up with some bitches, bro. And then like,
Yeah,
oh, Roger gonna be there. Never mind, let me pull up.
yeah,
Like, no,
bro.
I'm
That's
not
why.
pulling up to put a
But look,
stop
you
to
got to
this.
think
I'm
about
gonna pull up and beat up this pirate.
Garp is not. Look, you want Garp to be like an All Might, but he's not the hero of the world. He's just a hero of the Marines.
I think Garp is literally like All Might in a world where
He's not even All
that boy
Might.
All Might controls everything. He's All Might without the ability to like move past the world government. He has all the power. It's just he can't do it because he's the only one who
And
can.
Garp was never like the most. I would say his morals have always been conflicting. Like the stuff with Ace, right? Like we saw how much it broke him down, but he still was standing on the Marine side. Like, I mean, I would, if it was me, bro, I would save Ace, right? But it's not like you gotta look at Garp as he really values the Marines that much.
Garp just
And
shows
that's what I'm
system.
saying.
very
So like,
old school
I'm
value.
not saying I'm never gonna say I'm not saying Garp is a good person. I mean a bad person. I don't think Garp is a bad person at all. He's a very good person. I mean the conclusion I came to in the video I just dropped was that like there's no such thing as a good Marine. There are good people that become Marines, but the actions that you have to the things that you have to do as a Marine automatically kind of stops the idea of a good Marine from
Garp,
being able to exist.
well,
But
okay,
Garp is a good
he's a
person.
good person,
And
but
he
he's
wants
part
to
of an
save
evil
people.
system.
Exactly. And I feel like Garp has the power has had the power and has been able to be put in certain like you can say he's not strong enough to tear down the world government or whatever, but
Bro, this guy
like you say
knows
like
what
okay,
evil
they
is.
just rebelled.
Like,
He know maybe he does, but what I'm saying is there's much more he could have done over the time. It feels like at some point Garp got kind of like docile and was just like, well, I'm gonna just do what I
you
can
know
do.
what? I think the reason why is because he learned about the Gorosei. He learned about Emu. He learned like maybe there was a point where Garp was trying to fight Saturn or whatever, and they put him in check, bro. It's like, what is he gonna do? Fight all the Gorosei and Emu on his own?
No, but you can start planting seeds to build something to take down that system instead of just idly standing by and kind of enabling the things they're doing. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't expect God to run into marriage wall like rocks and kill an admiral and then go to the throne room. But like y'all can say sword is that. Sure, maybe we'll see. But like your son has started a worldwide army that's focused on dismantling the world government. Your grandson is a pirate. Garp don't want to become a pirate. Cool, whatever. I get it. But like at some point, you got to realize that these labels of like all pirates are evil and all Marines are good is kind of what leads us to the situation that we're in now.
Well,
And it just feels like he's just
Garp is
cool.
I've said this a million times, bro, and I believe it. Garp is a pirate for like his own energy and philosophy is he's a pirate that's in the Marines. Like if
He's a pirate of the Marine Corps.
he's
Even
so
like Harold, like
Garp is selfish, bro. Garp is not this like honorable guy. I mean, he's honorable to a certain extent, but he's not trying to save everyone. He's trying to save innocent people when he's there. So I think he's still selfish in the sense he's going to do what he wants to do because he values freedom over everything. In his
let me ask you
mind,
this then,
being a
right?
Marine
And
was the way
this
to be free.
conversation gonna go in circles. I feel so we can wrap it up soon. But you say Garp trying to save innocent people while he's there. So if my philosophy is to do that, and I know that apparently very close because he got to God Valley in no time. very close. There's an entire island of people being hunted for sport,
Yeah.
and I'm chilling, laid up with some girls. Does that not conflict that conflicts that philosophy more than him becoming a pirate would, in my opinion?
Yeah, I think Garp was just too focused on fighting. Like all he wanted to do was fight. That's the only reason he went to go to God Valley, bro, because he wanted to
I
fight
feel
Roger.
like Oda should have framed it more so like it's gonna be a lot of chaos. Let me go over here, but it seemed like Kong was like, I need you to go to God Valley. He's like, nah. Then he's like, Roger. They're like, okay, bet. If he would have been like, hey, Kong would have been like, yo, it's gonna get chaotic. A whole bunch of pirates pulling up, and then the Celestial Dragons doing their little hunting thing. I need you to just come and try to help restore some order. So I was like, you know what, I'm on the way. That would have been way more respectful than like,
Yeah,
nah,
but
I don't
Kong's
know
an
what they
idiot.
doing.
But Kong's an idiot.
I'm not saying that. I ain't gonna say that.
Well,
What'd you say?
It's just the framing of it. Like,
well,
nah,
okay,
I
how
don't care
about
what they
this?
doing, but Roger going? Hold on, never mind.
Luffy said he doesn't want to be a hero. Let's be real. Like, would Luffy go and save? If you said, "Oh, these people are gonna, do whatever to a certain group," and he doesn't even know them, would Luffy care at all? Probably not.
Luffy would have, but Luffy also hasn't joined and taken an oath to save innocent people. That's the whole idea of Marines. Like,
but like we're saying that Garp is like morally in the wrong because he's turning a blind eye. Luffy would only help people if they're his friends.
But Luffy is a pirate. Garp is a Marine.
Yeah, but
nah, bro.
Being a Marine doesn't mean saving people.
If Luffy was told that there was an island that was getting genocided, he would absolutely.
He would have gone.
I don't think he would, bro.
He definitely would, bro.
Bro, I feel like he would have.
Luffy's whole thing is he doesn't want the responsibility of saving random people throughout the world. He's not a hero.
But if he wouldn't have, that's fine. Because it's not fine. But Luffy doesn't walk around with justice on his back, bro. Like that's not his responsibility to solve.
People getting genocided or people getting enslaved.
The only one who would do it is Dragon. And even a dragon, I don't know.
All those things, all the things the Celestials do goes against everything Luffy does, bro. Or like what he believes in.
Scale, that's power scale heroism in One Piece. Like, let's put everybody in that same position.
The most honorable.
Who would?
Sakazuki is the most honorable.
Dragon would have went.
Dragon, I don't know if he would have went.
At the bottom of the ocean, if he.
Bro, chill on my boy, bro.
Okay, if we want to talk about hero, I think top one right now in terms of like feats for being a hero, I think Kuma is one.
Oh yeah, Kuma is up there.
Let's put everybody in that same situation Garp was in, and see if they would have went without having to like be enticed with Roger being there. Like, we think Dragon would have went, right? I'm finna lose service probably.
I don't know if Dragon would have went. It depends. Because let's be real,
Dragon would have went, bro.
Well, okay, you can say that, but Dragon also is the type of guy where he's like, I don't know if this is the right moment. We should wait until the right moment. Like, I'm not saying he doesn't want to. I'm saying he might be thinking of the long-term game more than, we're just gonna sacrifice everything at God Valley. Where the whole revolution might be destroyed in this moment.
Current day Dragon wouldn't, but the Dragon we see here right now is going to
Freedom Fighters, Dragon from the Freedom Fighters, right? The one that was just with him and Kuma and Ivankov. Before they became a worldwide army, Dragon would have went, bro.
Yeah, well, that shit was still a startup, basically. Yeah.
Sure, I'll give you Dragon. I think Kuma for sure.
Luffy, I don't know, bro. Luffy would have went if you ask me.
Absolutely not. If he doesn't know anybody involved, he's not going.
I think so.
Why would Luffy go to some random country to save people?
Okay, but if somebody came up to him and was begging for him to go, he would definitely go.
If he's in the area and he's already in there, maybe he'll do something if he's
there. That's what I'm saying. We put everybody in Garp's shoes, bro. They're in the area. They're hearing about what's going on. Like,
so we're saying if Luffy was a Marine, or what are we saying?
Well, yeah, we can do that. Let's say if Luffy was a Marine in that same situation, would Luffy ever win?
Yes, he would.
Like I would say yes, but it's like Luffy would never be a Marine, so it's just like a weird question.
Okay,
because he doesn't want the responsibility to be in that position in the first place.
Luffy, as who he is right now, Monkey D. Luffy, is sailing 30 minutes from God Valley, and he is informed about what's going on there. Would Luffy have pulled up?
I think we have to consider the fact that it's like a first time occurrence. Like this is the first time
I
Luffy
don't know.
knows
I would
that
like to
like
say yes, but I don't know, bro.
yeah.
If
I just
if,
don't know.
if Boa is there in that circumstance, Luffy pulls up.
If he finds out there's an island across the street with like a giant chicken wing, I think he's going to that one instead.
Nah.
Like,
Bro,
Wow.
Luffy
See,
wants
I
freedom
think
for everybody, bro. He
I think
says he
we're
only wants it
underestimating
for his
his
friends.
abilities right
He's
now.
Lu-
I think he wants
Luffy
both.
Luffy is the type to hide his
so if that's
ideals,
true,
bro.
then why does he? Because look, bro,
Yeah.
the only time Luffy was about to go to war with the Celestial Dragons was for Robin and for Vivi. He's not.
But
He
here's the
doesn't.
thing,
He
like-
know. Like you're acting like Luffy doesn't know about the corruption and the chaos of the world. He just doesn't care.
No.
No,
Preach,
he
I
just
gotta
can't.
disagree
He
with you.
can't
No,
do
Luffy
everything at
doesn't have-
once.
Luffy,
Bro,
like, he
some
can't do
Sabo-
everything.
He knows
Somebody
it's like
directly
I'm not gonna
affected by
worry
the world
about
government
everyone's
right
problems.
now.
That's an impossible task.
But if Luffy heard about what was going on at God Valley, he would absolutely go. He
And I
absolutely
think the
would.
first
I don't
thing he
know,
would do,
bro.
he would listen. He
Or
would probably
Boa,
mask it.
not-
He would do exactly what Rocks did, where he's like,
He'll
"Y'all, let's
pretend,
just put
yeah.
like." He won't say like, "Let's go save these people."
Like,
He
let's
just
go get some
pretend like, "Let's go get some
treasure,
treasure."
yeah, I
and let's,
feel you.
that's what he would do. That's what Luffy would do, bro.
Because Luffy is a hero and he wants to be a hero, regardless of him saying he doesn't want to be a hero.
Yeah,
Because
I
his
feel like he is a hero,
ideals
he just don't
encourage
wanna
him
be
to be a
viewed.
hero.
He don't want to be viewed as a hero. He doesn't want to be
No, it's not
pulled in
about
different
no, it's not
directions.
about viewed. It's about he doesn't want to be forced and feeling like I have to do this.
Exactly. Yeah, that's true. But at the end of the day, his moral compass will force him to do it. He just don't want like I'm riding around and I'm just getting calls all day. Like, hey, I need help. I need it. Like that's not him. But if something's going on within
Look, I'll tell you this.
within distance,
Okay, that's fair. If it's within distance, it's like on the way. Yeah, we'll help them out. But if it's across the world and like Roger's flying across the world to go meet up with Rocks at God Valley, Luffy's not doing that, bro. Luffy's becoming
going
king
is
of the
different from
pirates.
Garp going.
But the thing is, if you
Like,
really
you know how
look
many
at it,
times
right,
Robin's
and
like,
in terms of
oh,
their
there's a
upbringing,
how many times is
Uh,
Nico Robin reading the news and she's like, oh, another war with the revolutionaries, is another massacre in the news. How many? The only times he ever
Yeah,
cared
but
was Sabo.
but the
Vivi.
Revos are already like they already have a strong force to be capable of freeing
Yeah.
them.
It's
how
also
about
because
this?
Luffy
Let's
has
get off
the
Luffy.
liberty to be like, yo, Sabo's got this on lock, or somebody
and-
else has
and-
this down, so that he knows he can let other people take care of business, because he knows what he needs to worry about is
Because
becoming
couldn't
king
you
of
argue
fire.
Luffy doesn't care about, like, he's like, I don't really want to read the news and whatever because I just don't want to be involved with everyone's grievances and like situations.
He just can't read, bro.
Yeah, but
That is true.
it's not that he can't read. It's like when Robin starts reading the news, the only time he ever listens is if it's like Sabo's name or someone he cares about.
I think that Luffy doesn't want to like. Okay,
Who cares
I'm a.
about
Here's
He's
Here's
not
the
paying
thing.
Yeah.
attention to all the chaos in the
But
world.
the difference is Garp has to do that as a Marine. That is in the
That's his
code
job.
of being a
On
Marine.
paper, yeah, on paper that's his job, but in reality it's not because the very people who sign his paychecks are the ones that are doing it. So that's why I'm saying like him being a
Let me ask you
Marine
this:
is like
how many can
doing
he
that.
save more people? Like, and maybe, and I'm not saying this is the right way to view it, but maybe Garp is thinking, yes, there's going to be some tragedies, but I can save more people if I'm a Marine. If I betray the government,
that's what the average person is thinking.
but no, but if he betrays the government and goes against Emu, he's thinking now, okay, well now I can't do anything. Now I'm locked up or dead. Now I can't save anyone. I'm
I'ma
not
say
saying
this.
it's the right way to think. I'm saying he's not Luffy.
I believe that that is what Garp thinks. I believe that that is exactly what Garp thinks. I just think that Garp is ignoring the biggest factor in all of that, being the fact that being under the world government puts most of the people that he has to save in the position to need saving. So when you don't factor that in and you're saying, well, I can save more people by being in
Do you
this,
think that's true?
then
Like, do you
it's-
think, like, how does being in the government affect what Kaido is doing to random people throughout the islands?
well, why did Kaido become a pirate? Because his nation couldn't afford the celestial tribute, so
Yeah.
they started selling him into war. That's directly because of the world government.
That's true.
Why did Whitebeard become a pirate? Sphinx Island couldn't afford the heavenly tribute, so they became like I talked about all this in my video, so it might seem like but that's like where all this comes from. If you look at almost every major pirate in the story, their backstory is, and it's almost always coming from like there's rarely a situation where it's just I was attacked by pirates, so I became a pirate, or I just want to go out to sea and have fun and be a pirate. Look at the supernovas, look at the
I don't know,
warlords, look
bro.
at the
Like,
Yonko.
maybe not
Let's go through
maybe
it.
not the
Let's go
Yonko,
through
but if we're talking about the general everyday casual pirate, maybe not the top most important characters, but I feel like a lot
Let's
of
go
them.
through 'em. Like, let's look at the supernova, right? Kid come from an island that couldn't afford the celestial tribute, so it was full of war and poverty. Bonnie, what did we just see with Bonnie with Kuma? Like, come on,
Yeah.
like, okay,
Let's,
Killer would also fall under Kid. Let me look at
let's
the.
do. I'm trying to think if there's a different one. Roger. We don't know Roger. We can't do Roger.
We don't know
We'll
Roger.
do Law. Well, I guess you could say Laws is the most personal with Doflamingo.
Yes, like Apu, we don't know. Like the only ones we really is the ones we don't know. Like, like everybody else is
Hey man, I'm
literally
not gonna lie, that's a
directly
good point, bro.
affected.
I never thought about it like that.
Every single pirate almost that we
What
meet
about
in this
Zoro?
story. Zoro is, bro. Come on, he don't even. It's SBS backstory, bro. Come on.
Okay, what about
All right, not
just the
too much,
Straw
my
Hats in
boy.
general? Like,
The Straw Hats. Yeah, look at the Straw Hats. All right,
Nami,
Sanji, no.
marine corruption.
Yes, Nami was
Usopp
killed by.
and
Yes,
Dad.
well,
Let's
Usopp
see.
was just. I mean, we like.
Usopp was a pirate. Usopp is probably the only person who was just directly like a pirate was being evil, and it led to what happened with him. Right, but like,
Even
look at
Kumo just being
everybody else.
selfish.
Even like Gunko at this point. I mean, with Brook and Gunko, like that's world government corruption. Like almost every important character in this story, their lives was more impacted by the world government than any pirate.
That is very true. I think that's the whole point of like One Piece, like defecting from the whole like system itself, is that at some point, no matter who you are, this world government regime is going to screw you over so bad to the point where
Exactly.
you got
So
to be
like,
like, fuck this, I'm a pirate.
so that's why I'm saying like the creation of pirates is more linked with the world government, what they're doing, than actually like most people is not just waking up in the morning like, oh man, I got a good life. I'm a fisherman. We eating good. Let me go to sea and become a pirate. No, these people are
Okay, but
poor.
how many people just became a pirate because they wanted to go find treasure because of Roger?
And that probably was a decent amount, but how many of them actually lasted on the sea? So
I
like
don't,
that's what I was saying. Like
Well, I think a lot of them lasted. Mihawk and Moria, Shanks.
we don't know Mihawk. Shanks became a pirate because his mother was murdered by his dad, who was a celestial
I
dragon.
mean,
Like that, like we could like look every pirate. Blackbeard, why is he a pirate? What happened? The world
we're
government.
seeing it right now.
Like literally, that's what I'm saying. If you go to every pirate in this story, like 95% of them are pirates because of the world government, not because of other
and
pirates,
it's
not
funny
because
too.
of just
Mihawk
random
probably
crime.
has a similar situation. We don't
Me,
just don't
exactly.
know.
He probably was a celestial dragon. So like
See, the
that's what I'm
reason
saying.
why
Like
they're
Garp
able to
saying,
go
like
to
yeah,
Hey
I
man,
can.
hey man, I'm not gonna lie. You
extremes
actually
in
spinning, bro.
their
I never
pirate
really
careers is
thought
because of the
deep
extreme
this
things
deep
that
about
happen.
it.
So that's what I'm saying. Like Garp saying, like I can stay with the Marines and I can save more people. Yeah, but most of them people you saving need saving because of the Marines and the world government. And like,
I
and
see what you're
another
saying.
point I made in
You're
the
reducing
video.
it to the root of the issue. Like,
Yeah, we gotta
yeah,
just stop solving the symptoms. If you got a cold, you know what I'm saying? Don't just try to solve the runny
let's
nose or try to
understand
solve the
why
cold.
everything is
Try
happening
to
in the
get rid
first
of the
place.
cold.
Yeah.
Try to
No,
get rid of
it's like you have cancer and you're trying to take Tylenol to fix it. Like, no,
yeah, like yeah,
you
you
gotta do
might feel
something
better
else.
for a little bit, but that cancer
It's
ain't
like a
gone,
pain
bro.
relief.
So that's what I'm saying. Like Garp staying with the Marines, yeah, I can go to this island A and save somebody right now. But island A is good, but island B probably can't even afford to get your saving. So more people are becoming pirates because of that.
So okay, so you know
Instead,
what's interesting too is does that make Luffy really like the realest pirate? Because this guy really just wants to be a pirate. It's not
yes,
an
that's
alternative.
Yes.
my next
Like
video
it's
was
not, oh,
talking
I
about
want
that.
to destroy the government, or it's not, I want to, go against, or I have a tragic backstory or anything. Like, yeah, he has some tragic stuff, but Luffy is like the real deal. I want to conquer the sea, and I just want to have fun and be
I
a
want to
pirate.
be free. It's
Yeah.
Yeah,
freedom,
he
like
wants to do
uh,
everything
It's the
that
most
he wants to
genuine.
do.
Like, it's like I want to be like Shanks, bro. I couldn't do it when I was a kid, and now I can do it.
See, I'll tell you what it is. It's also because of rejecting the upbringing that Garp wanted for him. So we were talking about like Hero and that Garp sees his duties as a Marine as like, I get to help save people and it's my duty as a Marine to be a hero. So Luffy has that same will, but because Garp was so insistent on him being a Marine and him having duty, like it literally rebounded and went in reverse. And now Luffy's being a contrarian and be like, you know what? I want to help people, but it's my will. Like I want to do it. And he's so hell-bent on that. Like he went through a path of, all right, fuck this. I'm doing my own thing like forever now. And so it carried on to the point where like he gotten so good at beating people up and like doing the things he wanted to do, where like he's like, all right, now if I want to be king of the pirates, I gotta recruit people for me to do stuff that I like can't do, which is like a huge point in Arlong Park, right? So all the things that Garp has to worry about, like in terms of like trying to beat the world government or trying to beat a bigger system than just himself, Luffy is ironically taken care of by leaving it to other people, so that all he has to do is just beat the shit out of someone.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's very well put. And like, let me. I had to clarify in my video. I'm gonna clarify here too. I'm not saying that pirates do not need to be blamed for their actions at all. That's not the case. I'm just saying that when we really just look at the story with a microscope and realize that most people that have went to the seas and terrorized people that we at least we've seen, obviously what we see is not every citizen's experience.
And
Some
you know,
people really just become pirates just for the sake of being a pirate. But that would be much easier to handle if you didn't also have to deal with the other large amount that became pirates because they were kind of forced to. So like the Marines, that's why I say like there's no such thing as a good Marine, but there are good people that become Marines. But like the idea of what a good Marine is somebody that follows the world government's orders without question. That is what a good Marine is by definition. So that is not a good person to me. Kizaru is not a good person. Being a cog in the machine is not the excuse that it's like.
so let me ask you
What
this:
is why does the machine exist?
so
Stand up, not a good person.
once Emu is defeated, and then they're gonna probably be a different world government or some kind of marine system, right? Like it probably won't cease to exist. There'll be some form of like law and order.
It'll probably be a combination of the revolutionaries and the Marines into like
Yes.
a new faction.
It'll
That's what I
be
So
see
let's say
happening.
let's say
I think-
Dragon is like the new Emu, right? Like it'll be
No,
different.
no,
like
no,
he won't be
There's no new emu. There's
not,
no
It'll
no,
have
new
to be
not
emu.
Emu, but
diplomacy. It'll have to be
he'll
diplomacy,
be.
bro.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm just saying the leader. Like he'll be the leader of the military or whatever.
Mhm.
So now it's like a different system, but so now you're gonna say now with Dragon at the head of it, there's no bad Marines or good Marines.
No,
It's
there's
just
no. There's still going to be corruption. Like crime doesn't just disappear 100% under no circumstances. I'm just saying that a system that breeds crime is inherently at fault for most crime. But if a new system with much more diplomacy, much less corruption, like much less incentive for corruption is put in place, then you can't really like if, let's say if like most nations are run like a Dressrosa with King Riku at the helm, or like an Alabasta with him at the helm, then can I really say like, oh well, it's the government's fault now that there
But
are
when
people
you
who
say
are.
there's always a nature of corruption in any of these, like
Yeah, it's natural. Like it's natural for there to still be bad people out there. I'm just saying we don't need a system that incentivizes and forces people to become bad people because most people don't want to be criminals, even in real life. But most folks that sell drugs don't want to sell drugs. Most people don't want to be gangbangers and killing people. But like you're kind of forced to do that in a lot of situations. Like, are there still gonna be people that do it out of just, oh, it looks cool, so I want to do it? Yeah, but most people don't want to do that. So it's the same with the Marines. Like I mean, with the pirates, like most people probably don't want to be pirates. Most guys want a peaceful life where they can go home, wife and kids, raise their son,
they want. Yeah, I see what you're
or
saying. Because
whatever.
if like the society has failed, then you might as well just say like
Yeah,
f the rules at that point.
exactly. So let's try to put a system in place that doesn't breed people, I mean, that doesn't force people into these situations before we blame these people for being like. Once you tell me I got to survive by any means necessary, then any means when any means happen, I can't blame like these guys for wanting to survive. Like somebody going out to sea, a dude from Spink Island going out to sea to go and take because there's nothing at Spink Island for them to survive off of. So I'm gonna go be a pirate. Like I said, Sphinx Island got lucky because of white beard, but most islands don't got a white beard. Most islands just continue with that system and that cycle over and over until the island either A is destroyed from war or B, it just keeps creating more and more criminals by the government definition.
Yep, pretty much.
I mean, that is the problem with systems, right? You can't really tell the intent behind it once you really get like the whole brunt of their like will and in general what they're trying to do to people, whether it's good or bad. So unless you face those consequences, you can't really determine whether a system's good or bad or
So
not.
what about this question? Because then it's going. We're getting pretty deep into this, but and I would say in some senses, power is going to corrupt you in some way if you're seeking power. Maybe not every time for everyone, but in most general cases, like Emu is looking for power and to control. But it's
I
kind
think
of
absolute power corrupts, but if your power isn't like absolute power corrupts, absolutely. I'm sure
well, I'm
everybody has
saying
heard that
power
phrase
is
before.
drawing in those people with certain intentions, right? There's not really that much people that want that level of power for a good reason.
See, the
But
thing
Like,
that's
is,
why you need to
like, do you
make a
think
system that's
Dragon
more
even wants?
diplomatic.
I feel like Dragon is like the
Just
military
for the
guy.
say when y'all was like Dragon is a new emo, I was like, I bet in this story, once it's like done and the government is dismantled, Dragon gonna be like, I don't want to take control. Like, I don't want to be that.
yeah.
But that's why you need to put in a system where there is no emu. Like, there's much power is much more spread out with checks and balances. You know what I'm saying?
See, I don't think that Emu is so simple in terms of like a threat, like that is just abusement of power. I really think it's something so. I genuinely think Emu is a 6D level threat of chess, like that Oda is trying to use, like
Yeah.
some external verse type shit. It is gonna be crazy because
Emu was
if you
probably like
look at
power itself.
yeah, like we look at power, right? The king of the pirates is wealth, fame, and power, but Emu is beyond that. So if someone, an individual who has Roger, for instance, maybe the circumstances weren't right, which is why he abstained, but wealth, fame, and power, he had all three, and yet he couldn't stand up to a invisible king of the world. Like
Yeah, but
that
maybe
should
maybe
show
Luffy
that
will be the exception. Like, Luffy is going to use his fame to defeat Emu. You see what I'm saying? Like
I feel like
Luffy,
he's gonna have to
his
use
symbol
those
will be
attributes
reflected throughout the world.
as his influence in order to like surpass him in some sort of way. But I definitely feel like Emu has something lurking that like it's gotta be something so different to the point where not even wealth, not even fame or power can like go against him in that way.
Hmm. So okay, so I
Well,
guess the interesting question now is like if Luffy because he's gonna find out about Emu, and once they get the One Piece, they'll know more about this whole system, this corrupt, evil nature of Emu and the Gorosei, and so let's just think about this. Like if Emu or if Luffy finds out everything, what is he going to save? Because I feel like there's gonna be a situation where he's going to save Vivi or Sabo or whatever. Or do you think it's gonna be Luffy finally is like taking the hero role? Because I just can't see it, bro. I can't see, even though he knows all the problems, he's going to try to go save people. Where I think it's gonna be more of a situation where Oda puts in a reason for Luffy to go after that.
See, I think that it's already kind of happening and it's gonna get really dark really quick. Because for example, what's his
So
name? Caribou? 2 out of 3 ancient weapons, he knows. He's gonna tell Blackbeard.
bro,
And there's gonna be points in the story where Luffy, like, he's gonna learn that if you're friends with everyone and say that you want to protect your friend, that means you gotta protect everyone. And if you can't do that, those deaths are on your hands. So while he's trying to save like Shirahoshi or something because she's an ancient weapon, Emu or Blackbeard or someone else, like an enemy, might target someone else at the exact same time. And it gets to a
yeah, I
point where he
just
has to
can't. It's like
choose.
it's difficult for me to picture Luffy militarizing the Straw Hats, like how Dragon is like, all right, you guys go here and do this and take care of that island, and I don't know, I just
Oh
can't
yeah,
see it, bro.
there's
Like it's
absolutely no way. Like for me, what I think is Endgame One Piece, like it's still like a very vivid image in my mind, and I think it's hella funny, is that somehow the voice of all things is going to be incorporated where everyone can communicate with Luffy, and Gear 5 is a very imaginative power in the sense that like he has to think of stuff on the spot. But we all know Luffy, he's dumb as fuck. So
You know when
he can't really
because
think of
Luffy,
anything, right?
his idea of an
So
alliance is something so silly and childish. I think
yeah,
there's
it's
gonna
being
be
friends.
we're gonna see a real alliance at some point where it's probably him and Dragon or him and Sabo, whatever. But that's gonna be a situation where they're okay. We can use Luffy's power, and Dragon is like the brains of the operation. I don't think Luffy can just do it alone, even though he's the main character.
Oh, he can't. See, I've thought of this like situation where like Luffy is in Gear 5, he can't think of anything, and Vegapunk, the world's smartest man, is trying to give him ideas of what he should create, but they have this little like buffer between them because one is the smartest and one's the dumbest.
You know, it,
So it's
it reminds
like
me
little
of.
shit.
Do you remember like in Full Metal Alchemist where like I think it was Mustang was kind of the centerpiece of everything, even though Ed is the main character and he has his own reason to be in this fight. But Mustang is like really like the important figure. That's like the dragon of this entire scenario.
Yeah, I think that Dragon is really the like main character in this story who understands the severity of the world government, which is
Yeah.
why he's the like lead of the revolution. But when it comes to things like understanding like the force of what you need and understanding like the powers that go beyond the government that's been created to suppress everyone else, then Dragon realized like, yeah, it's not just me alone that can take care of this. Like, I'm gonna need Luffy. Because I do feel that Luffy has some like not otherworldly like on some like Naruto Ninja Jesus type thing. Like, because I feel like people think Gear 5 is going to do the exact same thing as a Sage of Six Paths, where it's like, oh, it's the answer to everything, and it's going to beat Emu because it's destined to do so. But I think that it's something completely different, where it's more so maybe wills clashing, like Conqueror's. Like, I think it's something beyond like something physical. Like it has to be something idealistic, but at the same time, it's not something so easily passed down, like some sort of lineage factor or something like that.
Did in this chapter was that maybe I read this wrong? Did Dragon kill a celestial dragon?
Yeah, he did.
He did, right?
Oh.
Yeah.
I think
thought
he
he
used to
tranquilized.
tranquilize the daughters. Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Alright.
Nah, I'll take it as canon that he killed.
I ain't mad at it.
thinking, Bumper.
Yeah. Oh, and Oda has to do something with these celestial dragons, man. They can't just get away with this
Yeah, I agree.
at the end of the story.
They'll get their reaping.
As long as Charlos lives, you know, I'm not really worried about the rest of them.
What do you think? Yeah, what is this
Well-
interesting point? Like, what do you think would be the recourse for like the evil? Because you can say it's a systematic thing where they're kind of
So that from the beginning that they're over people.
well, I'm
Somebody
saying,
said
yeah,
all
like,
of them get dumb reverse it would be crazy.
Celestial dragons are raised in this culture, so but I feel like they still have to be like either imprisoned or like there has to be something where how you said they can't just Oda has to have a plan for it.
Yeah, I think that that's the main trick for why people think that
Maybe
One Piece is
Blackbeard because he's the more
hard
evil one. Maybe he's the one that takes it that far.
Yeah, I don't know. But I think that as far as what we do know is that the hardest challenge for Oda as far as a writer goes is definitely how to conclude these many different like perspectives and stories into one conclusion that would fit everything. And obviously like he's catering that to be the One Piece, but what would it be?
Let me ask you this, because we know Oda doesn't want Luffy to kill people, but bro, I have like a hard time believing Shanks wouldn't just like slaughter a celestial dragon, straight up.
I'm trying to tell you.
Like I can just
I mean,
imagine
we see what Lucky
Shanks and
Roo
Mihawk.
did from chapter 1. He caught her body, bro. They
That's what I'm
not
saying,
playing.
bro. Like I feel like Shanks or Mihawk and like these guys, Luffy, he's gonna have his own fights, but I wonder how violent Oda's gonna take One Piece by the end of it.
See, I
Well, we
think
saw the mass slaughtering this chapter. I didn't think he'd take it this far. Like
I
on
think
panel, at least.
Yeah.
Year 5 is so important for Luffy because it fulfills his childish desires of being so strong but not being able to kill someone at the same time. So he's really beating the bricks out of them, but they can't do anything because they're not like getting a hole in their chest or dying immediately. Like they have to be beaten up and take that beating as rubber. I mean, we saw it like it's today, right? Turning Saturn and Kizaru into literal pizza. Like he's actively doing that right now, but I feel like when it comes to other characters, since they don't have that liberty of obviously Gear 5 or like ridiculous powers, they might get like to it, like straight action. So you could see some instances where like celestial dragons get killed off of nothing.
Yeah, there has to be some fodder celestial dragon deaths. I
Shit,
think
not even father at some point. I think like Holy Knights might be taken care of in like
the Holy Knights for sure, but
might be
even just the random ones, like because we've seen so much chaos and carnage from just random civilians on the other sides.
The only holy knights that need, I mean, the only celestial dragons that need to catch it are the celestial dragons that was doing dirt in this chapter. We not just going to say, oh, paint them all. I mean, I understand, like, yes, they're all evil, but we don't just want to say round them all up and get the firing squad. We don't want to do that. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not saying we
The
want to do
ones
that,
in the
but,
Holy
That's
Land?
how you
But-
create Orochi.
but look, I'm not saying we
But
want
the
to do
ones
that.
in the Holy Land, though?
But there
Come
has
on,
to
bro.
be. You got to think about, like, there has to be some pirates and some people that are just thinking that, like, yeah, man, we got, like, let's just get revenge, like, and it would be unrealistic to say that wouldn't happen when there's the final war.
You gotta punish the leaders and help the youth.
and re-educate, because you know, like, we all know, like, the celestial dragons are really just dumbasses.
Yeah, but like, to,
they
like,
really
to
are.
someone like a
At the
Kaido,
bottom
that
of-
doesn't
you gotta put them
matter.
at the
Hey, check
bottom
this
of the
out.
bottom of the world. You got to
The best
educate
way-
them on what they need to know and how the world is supposed to be, and then they got to either work their way up or they got to stay they behind at the bottom, because we're not giving you nothing because you never deserve nothing from the get-go. That's how you
And,
The
handle
best
it.
way Oda can get
indoctrination
rid of
is
them-
strong.
The best way you can
Sorry.
get rid of them is to Dami reverse them and force them to fight against their will and be taken out by the pirates, bro.
That's too easy, bro. That's such an easy cop out.
Nah, drop them off on random islands. Drop them off
That's
on
such an
random
easy
islands
cop out
with no
for
protection.
for a people who have been oppressing everyone and killing and just doing brutalities.
So we don't want to
to.
create another Orochi though. Like,
I know, but
if you
it's
too
just-
brutal.
Like, that's
I
such an
think
easy
that-
cop out to take out evil, right? Like, there's no that's so unrealistic too. Like, because if you think how many celestial dragons are in the Holy Land, but there's still people throughout the world.
See, I think that
That's why I like the fact of that theory that Emu takes in all their life essence at some
I
point.
was gonna say something like that where
Oh,
Emu
like Big
takes
Mom.
control of everything. He
Literally.
like,
But that's
they
why I
are
said
the
them reverse you
singularity.
though.
No, not even just Dami reversing. It gets to a point where, like, maybe they can, like, manifest evil as a power, and, like, the celestial dragons become literal, like, I don't know, a source of fuel to Emu. It gets to the
I
point where
think that
even
when the truth is
dragon
revealed,
lives be sacrificed for his sake, or their sake.
I feel like when the truth is revealed, there's going to be some celestials that are like for he showed us that panel of the celestial that was like, what you mean, like, was it reverse? I mean, was it what Century? Charlo's sister?
Mhm.
Like, there are going to be some celestials that may volunteer, like, yo, this is what we did was fucked up. We should, like,
Yeah, like Mosgar.
make up for our sins, you know. But then there are going to be some that's like, nah, fuck that. I'm not gonna listen to that, bro. I'm above them. Those are the ones that are going to get taken out. Like,
Yeah.
I think that's fair.
but I think they go out and like in a way that they choose to they refuse to listen, and they're ignorant to what, like, and then they're gonna go to a war and get cooked because of that. Like,
Yeah.
he's not just gonna make it like a witch hunt, like we finna kill all the celestial. No, we're gonna take all the evil ones out because they refuse to be good.
No, I feel like the celestial dragon's most, like, desperate lesson they'll probably learn is the fact that there's always someone above you trying to fuck you over.
I would like it, honestly. I would really like if it's Blackbeard, because Blackbeard, he's still Will of D, so there's that, like, kind of prophecy, I guess, or that nature where even though he's like the one evil guy that's willing to do it on the Will of D side.
So the reverse
It
of this
doesn't make
chapter-
Luffy, like, or any
You
of them.
forgetting about Davy D. Shanks.
I could see Shanks. Yeah, I could see Shanks going on a spree.
And what about Joy Boy D Sakazuki?
Oh. Oh.
YBG done.
That would be kind of
Bro.
entertaining, I would say.
The
like,
cherished one is not dying. Let's get that straight right
Actually,
now.
he's YBG done. Nobody calling him that.
Oh. I've seen that meme. I know what you're talking about. Come on, bro. Respect my boy. 5 billion.
He's not surviving to the end of the story. I promise you that.
I think he is, bro.
I'm probably most confident that Sakazuki dies more than anybody else in the story. Mainly because of what he did on O'Hara.
well,
And
mainly what he
Ace.
did to everyone. Yeah, Ace, Whitebeard, like,
What's
But
up,
like, you can
man?
justify
his own
you
marine.
can justify him killing a pirate with Ace. You can justify him killing Whitebeard, even though, I mean, it was Blackbeard, but you can justify him doing that, but you cannot justify O'Hara. I feel like Oda has a strict thing. If he do something that cannot be justified, you're gonna feel the karma for it.
Yeah, can you? But
Expand them.
also, can you justify him killing his
JJ,
own
what did you say
Marines?
to me a second ago?
I was since we was speaking on Akainu, I was just wondering if you felt, in this chapter when Dragon was running around, trying to save the twins, they had that one panel of the Marine who had they back to the art, and we was kind of theorizing that may have been Akainu talking about where's Dragon when he was doing all that work. Did you have any thoughts about that?
I would actually. I heard y'all talking about that, and I didn't get to put very much input into it, but I do like that idea because it would add that little background information because we know that they have some sort of connection, bro, and that needed to be that foundation needs to be laid out at some point. So,
did you see the?
I wouldn't be mad at it.
Good amount of grits for breakfast.
I saw Randy Troy posted a theory on Twitter
You can hit it with this a little bit.
that
Yeah, I don't know how to do it. You can hit it, put it in the microwave, heat it just a little bit.
Crow. All right, somebody text Crow to mute his mic.
With frog skin.
My bad, bro.
No, just mute. You good, bro?
I was eating, but
No, you good. It's just mute your
Felt
mic.
like he was cooking.
Anyways, I saw Randy Troy post a theory. He said, I think it was, Nico Olivia was the one who protected Blackbeard. What do you think about that?
Ooh.
I mean, I can kind of see it by, the nose and everything, but I don't know. It's like,
But
the hairstyle's
I want to
completely
know what
different.
happens to Blackbeard up until the point to where he goes with Whitebeard, because he's on his own for a while, bro. From what we know.
Yeah, that's true.
He could have got
So-
all the way and just was living however he
what was-
out the garbage like Whopper.
Do you think that's the time where he learned everything about rocks and he started studying Emu and the world and everything? We don't know if he knows about Emu, but I mean, let's just be honest. He probably knows about Emu. If he knows how to eat 2 devil fruits, he knows about Emu.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
I would assume so, especially just like we still don't know how Rox knew everything about Emu, and I'm like, if we're saying we're just gonna assume that Rox told his entire crew about Emu, right? Like, are we gonna assume that?
I don't think he told everybody about Emu.
Because I feel like that's
Because-
his, like, how
Nah,
Luffy
he
told
had a-
him
he
his
had a plan
dream.
he wanted to. I feel like he had a plan that he wanted to execute, and he was like, "Y'all ride with me," but I don't think they actually got to executing the plan because God Valley came.
But I remember there was that moment when Rox, he was talking to his crew and he's like, "I'm gonna take you guys to the very top of the world with me."
Yeah.
I feel like that kind of is implying the plan to go fight Emu and.
Another thing that implies it is Whitebeard knowing about the Lunarians.
Yeah, see, that's what I feel like. Rox probably told them certain things, and what I was gonna say is, if we can assume that, then maybe Whitebeard was the one who told Blackbeard about Emu and Rox and stuff like that. Because I mean, that we've already seen that with like Lunarians, and Marco knew so much about certain things.
But with this 1159 got me actually thinking about the Davy Clan altogether. Rox told us that they're in the underground still making plays to this day. That was back then, and I imagine that would still be of the situation now. So what if by grace, Blackbeard was able to be taken in by somebody of the Davy and was able to learn this information from his peoples, and that's how he was able to say about himself that his crew's able to go with, to know that he's special, the same information that the Gorosei has. Maybe he just got with some more Davy Clan people. He may know that he should know that he's Davy at this point, so he just started looking up his lineage.
Literally, and like we saw that tall dude, that Davy Clan member. So obviously there's competent people that would know knowledge about stuff like that, especially on God Valley. And that's why I think Shank's mom was kind of special, bro. I think she was like a scholar. I feel like she was a scholar. I don't know why I get that impression.
It would make sense.
Well, Oda did say that Blackbeard was into history and like the secrets of the world and stuff like archaeology, I mean, he knows about devil fruits and stuff. So there has to be some origin to
Maybe-
why he learned about that stuff and how he got into it. 'Cause if
Maybe
you look-
O'Hara was a reflection of God Valley.
Yeah.
Like maybe that's another reason they destroyed God Valley, because people were studying the Void Century there, along with Davy
And
Clan members
if
there.
if you look at like a lot of characters in One Piece, they're defined through their childhood. So like Nico Robin, her entire personality and her backstory and archaeology, it all comes from when she was so young. And same thing with Nami, when she was already like drawing maps and stuff when she was young. Like, so I don't think Blackbeard would be any different. He probably already had an interest in those things even before Whitebeard. Whitebeard probably just helped him explore and learn new things.
Definitely. And you know Whitebeard's the type to like gas him up and help him fulfill those dreams, even if that wasn't his true
Well, you
dream,
know what's
because we
interesting?
all know his true dream.
Well-
Bro got slimed out. Tragic.
I think it's interesting too with Whitebeard, because even though he probably helped Blackbeard, but I think he was looking for who could he was looking for the next Joy Boy. Once Roger died, he's like, all right, Roger told me about Joy Boy, and maybe even Rox told him some things about the Will of D. But I think Whitebeard was like, maybe it could be Blackbeard, and then he was like, nah, it's probably not Blackbeard. Maybe it could be Ace. And then he finally met Luffy. He's like, yeah, that's the guy that Roger was waiting for.
I think that's why he yelled it out in front of Blackbeard while Luffy was in. Wait, was Luffy already gone at that point?
No, he was in. Okay, I find this really funny. Is that so many people have the whole like One Piece is real meme, and I never realized this beforehand, but Luffy still doesn't know whether the One Piece is real or not, because while Whitebeard made the speech, he was knocked out. So he still doesn't know whether it exists or not. But like the whole speech, him saying like I'm the man, or what you call it, you're not the man he's waiting for. Like Roger knows something different. Will of D was passed down like this. Luffy heard none of it. So
This chapter was just crazy, bro.
Yeah. Okay. Do y'all have big news? Do y'all have big news, Morgan, at Yonko level or Admiral level?
Pirate King. But honestly, though,
but when I try to power scale Bogart, I'm the bad guy. Okay.
Well,
Hey,
Morgan's at least has a history with Cypher Pole, so we can at least say that. Bogart, we haven't seen a single Bogart feat.
Bro, he's Garp's side. He's Garp's right hand man, bro.
You know what I was
Not really.
One thing that really annoyed me from this chapter, bro. I can't. Because at first I was like, all right, whatever. It's Oda being silly. But just seeing Gunko's older design, I'm like, bro, why? Like, he should have just kept this design for all of Elbaf and everything.
It really, bro, because her Elbaf design is
It's trash compared to this, bro. This is one of the
bro.
coolest
All
designs.
she needs is his pants, though.
Yeah, bro.
Who are you talking about?
I'm talking about Gunko.
Gunko.
Oh yeah.
No, but it's not just the
this
pants, bro. It's
nuts.
the hair and everything, the long hair. Like it's the whole design in God Valley.
She's
coolest
kind of dressed
characters.
like a certain. Never mind. Let me not even bring it up.
I'm gonna tell y'all what I think. I think one of the things that Garland found was a perfect vessel for Emu to be able to what you call it? What's the word? To take over somebody's body?
Yeah, the Dami.
Inhabit.
Yeah, inhabit. I think that's what one of the biggest things was, that she was a perfect vessel, and that's what so they forgot. Man, leave me alone. Yeah, that's what they Let me mute my mic. My son is very, but yeah.
You know what?
Like Garland's like, I thought that was a good find or whatever. Yeah.
Man, I think I just came up with the greatest theory ever made. Mihawk is the perfect vessel because he has Emu's eyes.
I wouldn't be mad at that at all.
I mean, there's probably something with the eyes, but then again,
honestly, it's probably just a design choice. Honestly,
yeah, I was gonna say,
if we're being real,
again, Zunisha has those eyes.
that could be the reason why Mihawk, but he also left because of that. Like, I'm not finna be nobody's vessel. What you mean, bro?
I was gonna say it's probably not because of Zunisha, but what'd be crazy is what if Zunisha was possessed at some point and that was like his big crime.
Oh, hey, you know what's kind of crazy? Hakuba is a possession.
Exactly.
Bro, wait, hold up.
Also, when Saturn was like going demon mode in this like previous episode in the anime, right? You can see visually when his eyes change and he has no expression, no feelings, no nothing. It's just straight fighting. And I think that's Imu possessing and taking over. And you can see the ringed eyes and it changes much differently.
Y'all want me to make a video about this?
We gotta make a video about this, bro. This is
Nah, that's actually
this is a crazy theory we just cooked.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. Somebody gotta make a video.
I think that's why Gokko
Hey,
was like.
what's the
but I was
timestamp
like,
right now? I'm a
Timestamp,
I'ma chop
we
this
at
one up.
150. Well,
it gotta
145.
be though.
46.
It makes a lot of sense, right? Like, cause I know we like, earlier Prince was talking about like Emu being able to possess every one of the guys nice, but bruh, I feel like it would be a lot cooler if like it's only like people with certain conditions, like whatever makes her special was why she was taken.
Okay.
That would honestly be
see
better
why.
because it would kind of dumb down, not like crazily, but it wouldn't be able to get into anybody's body, like Roger's body, for example.
Yeah. Like they were like, well, why didn't Emu just possess such and such? Like, because you can't. They're not perfect vessels. Maybe Vivi. I mean, like maybe
Bro,
that's why he wants
another
Vivi.
interesting thing too is Big Mom when she goes into her what is it called when her hunger pain?
Yeah,
She her eyes transform. She gets like
Okay.
that could be a
yeah.
sign of like
Maybe
just be out your body.
Maybe the thing is like other than the Gorosei, because I think obviously Emu has control completely over them. But I think maybe it's a case of, if your soul isn't completely whole, if it's split in two, and where like you get possessed in some way, like whether it's like bipolar, like personality, or it's something completely different, that's like a special kind of personality trait that Emu is looking for, so that like when it is time, Emu can control you. It's based off of that.
And maybe that's why Rocks is maybe that's something that the Buccaneer clan was like. That was one of their specialties.
They couldn't be possessed.
Or they could, but they could control it.
Oh, okay.
Because like think about
Like
it.
Kuma
was supposed to,
resisting
was supposed to be turned up. Yeah. So that's what their sin was like. Maybe one of them was that could have been led to their sin. But not to mention like maybe Blackbeard. That's why Blackbeard can like keep rocks inside of his body because of the Buccaneer stuff.
I mean,
Oh
Kuma
man, we just
Saturn.
cooked up in here, bro.
Oh yeah, Kuma spooked Saturn, who was a like scientific like government researcher, and it was purely based off of emotions and like actual residual buildup of like care for his daughter, right? That superseded all of their like wirings and stuff when Kuma was a robot. So maybe it's something deeper in that. Like it's some kind of mental state type of thing.
Well, I think it's interesting too with Loki right now. We don't know what's going on with his eyes yet, but there's going to be something big about it. Like it's not just I think the design thing where it's like, oh, he's these ugly eyes is definitely going to be some kind of thing of like a curse or some kind of ancient giant thing, right? Like it's not just a design thing.
What would y'all do if y'all child was born with Loki eyes?
Well, in our world, stuff like that in our world would be seen as demonic. So I'd probably think it was demonic immediately.
Yeah,
I'm just saying, we gotta. Is Estrid really a bad person?
Yes.
Bro, yes.
Wait, bro, she literally threw him off the entire.
Look at him, bro. What you would have done?
I'm not gonna lie, Krow. If you're, I think you're trolling. If you're not trolling, this is probably your worst take.
Yeah, bro.
Nah, the first Garling take. The first Garling take.
No, this is worse. This is worse than Garling, bro.
Nah,
we didn't have the context. We didn't have the context.
You remember when Green Bull first came out, and then
Estrid straight up pulled a Hera, bro.
And then we found after like when he was sucking up. No, did he? Queen and King. And what did he say right there? He said something crazy. He said, "You don't deserve freedom."
Right.
or yeah, you don't deserve rights. And I remember Krow was like, man, we don't condone that over here. Bro,
I'm
that
just
was
shocked. I
top
know
5
why.
funniest time.
Yeah, I know why I defend Green Bull. It's nothing to do with his morals. You know what I'm saying? It's all about
See,
this
you say
idea.
that,
He had
but
a
day
cool
by
design when he
day, it's
came in,
like
and we thought he was gonna be a cool, stoic, or just fun character, and then he
But I
was.
told y'all the reason why I was defending Green Bull because I noticed Admiral fans kept trying to separate the new admirals from the old admirals to try to like get rid of that negative scaling they was getting because them boys was out here looking like bones. I'm like, no, they're admirals, bro. It's a certain level of strength you gotta have to be an admiral,
Bro, Oda did
and they
that.
fit the bill too.
He did them so dirty too, because Green Bull showing up at the end of Wano was hype, but then it's like an embarrassing moment for the admirals. It's not
They turned
even.
that nigga to a movie promo.
Yeah, bro. Like, what are we doing with an admiral in Wano?
Bro, it would have been fine if like Shanks pulled up with the entire crew in his face, but like, bro, he shot a
From
hockey
seas
beam
away.
from like 10 miles away.
Bro, if he
Like,
would have
come
like done
on,
it, like
bro.
did it like he did Kid, like a divine departure, would have been cool. That
Yeah.
boy, it was a hockey fart, bro.
It was a kid hockey burst.
Yeah.
All right, nah, let me not disrespect Shanks like that.
I'm gonna read some super chats real quick. Shout out to Flevance. Dragons got the
What again?
bird fruit. Model East bird. Yeah, I
Wait, Eastbird? Is that what it said?
yeah.
Eastbird.
I don't know what that is, but I'll check
I'm
it
looking
out.
it up.
oh, he also had the dog emoji.
Remember they had the Southbird before
Taco
Skypiea?
emoji.
Oh, the east-looking bird. Oh my gosh, I can't
Oh,
believe
from
that went right.
Skypiea.
That went right past me, bro. And I agree, bro. He's still scared of
Funny thing is,
Sakazuki. It's understandable.
That's why
We
he's
all
always,
get it,
watching
he's
man.
always looking.
I'm watching
Nobody
the
wants to
anime
fight
with
the
my girl
magma,
right
man.
now, and I'm at Skypiea, so that's how that came to mind so quick. I'm literally on Skypiea right now. Pray for me.
Bro,
You ain't skip?
I rewatched Skypiea and it's actually not really bad, bro.
Shout
It
out
really
to-
isn't.
Uh-oh.
He is good.
Shout out
It's
to
just that
Flevance,
like
bro.
Get
That's
the
a
fuck out of here, man.
that's a funny
nah
super
nah.
chat.
Thank God.
He is chill.
Listen,
It's just-
Skypiea is like a 7 out of 10 arc.
Ass.
No, bro.
No, ass is
Bro,
like
look, I'm gonna tell you this. There's only
Syrup Village is ass,
a
bro. To me.
handful
Bro,
of
Sir Village is shitting on Skypiea, bro.
I don't know about that one.
no.
I don't know
Look,
about
Crow,
that one.
and I'm gonna tell you this. There's only a few arcs that are worse than Skypiea, but Syrup Village is one of them.
No, it's literally one left ass cheek versus right ass cheek. Like they both suck. But like at least Sir Village is small
At least it's
and
quick. You get through it.
self-contained. Yeah, but Skypiea, like it feel like bro, just everything.
Look,
Like you
I'm
gain some from
it's big.
Sir Village.
But the thing is, like,
It has
there's
worse
tiny
lows
moments
somehow.
that like I love about Skypiea that it's just more so personality things to the crew that I just enjoyed, and like you see that more like off your like second or like third like watch of the series, right?
Well, Sky,
Like it gets to a point where like it's little tiny things like, for example, Chopper, right? Chopper had a nothing happen moment before Zoro did, and like I didn't really clock that till like I watched it a second time around. I was like, damn. Like
know, bro.
it's funny small
look,
shit. Like Luffy
don't think
singing,
there was-
Zoro with the Tarzan shit.
Skypiea it's single-handedly the reason why One Piece is known for having ass fights. Like there was like one decent fight in Skypiea, and the rest of them are
Well, I
some of
must
the
have missed
worst
it.
fights I've ever seen in anime.
I must have missed that one decent fight.
And then people want to say, well, it's not about the fights. But bro, half the arc was fights. Half the
But I
arc
was
was
just talking to like
Ha-
people that like One Piece not a battle shonen. Like I hate that
half
narrative,
the arc
bro.
was
Like,
lame ass fights, bro. And yeah, there's good parts and Nolan and stuff. But I'm not gonna disagree with that. But that's not the majority of the chapters. The majority, and especially in the anime, is even worse because then they draw out the fights and it just gets ridiculous, bro. It's. Look,
I'm
how about
sorry.
we all? Well, I want to hear everybody's rating for Skypiea.
For Scott, I just gave mine.
You know, it's crazy. It's grown on me over time, but
It's a 7 out of 10 arc, bro. Look, it's not even close to the best arc, but it's like I can sit through it and I can enjoy it. There's funny moments. There's good characters, bro. Like Skypiea has good characters.
Yeah. Like
It's just the fights.
You know what's the
Nobody. It's
problem,
just
too,
the
is-
fights, bro.
Yeah, I agree with Zane. If I had to like rate it on different things and aspects, comedy and like personality for the crew, 10 out of 10. That's just funny as hell. Fights, 4 out of 10, and that's just garbage.
But it does feel like
Yeah.
you know, like his
Cool middle ground.
like Oda does bring back ties with Skypiea to the world, but it does feel like the Straw Hats don't even remember the arc when it's like Zoro fighting King and he doesn't even think about like Skypiea or anything. The wings, he's looking at the wings. He's like, "What is this mysterious race?" And like Skypiea doesn't even. It's never even mentioned by Zoro or Sanji. There's just stuff where it's like it feels like the characters completely forgot about the arc. It really does feel like filler.
See, there's either two things. It's either you claim that Zoro's a dumbass because he is a dumbass, so he wouldn't remember
Well,
that,
What about
or it's just
Sanji, bro?
overforgetting.
Well, there's no person on Skypiea that has black wings though. King
but
has
they-
black wings, solid
but
black.
bro, they're
wings.
in a land of people with wings. Like we've never seen that in One Piece.
Yeah, no.
And next
I
thing
get
you know,
what Rich is
Sanji,
trying to say.
like Queen is telling Sanji, "Oh, bro, it's you gotta ask King about that and why his people were extinct." It's like,
Yeah.
and you don't even like, you don't even think about an entire island of people in the sky with wings.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
true,
see
true.
Preach's point. I just think that it's more so like just from Oda, like a lack of like foresight on that.
Or like a rose. And I know we're gonna see
And-
more eventually, but just I don't know, bro. Oda's really drawing this whole like sky island stuff out to the very end.
Yeah, and I think the Lunarians definitely have a tie into that, but they have a distinct appearance, so I can see why Zoro didn't like put two and two together. Plus, he's an idiot.
I mean,
Like Zoro,
maybe
let's just be honest, Zoro's an idiot.
It's possible
He
like the
is.
sky people are maybe the not the black wing Lunarians. Everyone else, they kind of were like allies with Lunarians, or they were maybe slaves or whatever. They like the Lunarians were the gods, and then everyone else was kind of the rest of society.
It's so crazy. Do y'all think there's any Lunarians besides King? Like that they're keeping them in like secret facilities or factories or
There probably has to be at least
Yeah.
one,
prisons?
just considering that King. I mean, how does King even like exist?
Like
right?
why
Like,
would you want to completely extinguish that race? I mean, obviously the Seraphim are Lunarians to some extent, but like I'm talking about pure Lunarian.
Well, I think they want to extinguish them now because it reveals the truth of how they like
But
if
if you
people
could,
knew
like-
the truth about what happened to Lunarians, it would probably make the world government look bad.
For
Like-
sure, but if like say you got, I know this sounds crazy, but this is something celestial dragons would do. Like say you kept a certain amount to breed and reconstitute into your own army. Why wouldn't you do that if you were the world government? And like I said, I know they're doing that with the Seraphim, but like,
You're saying why
If
would
you
they
could
not try
mass-
to enslave the Lunarians? Yeah.
yeah, why would they not enslave them for? Because they're like peak levels of strength, bro.
Because
Like
they're strong-
extremely
that's-
durable.
that's exactly why.
Y'all
That's
remember
exactly
the Rock's Lunarian theories?
What'd you say? Say it again.
So do y'all remember the Rock's being a Lunarian theory?
Yeah. I mean,
Oh,
that's-
yeah, I
feel like
do,
that's
actually.
cooked. Do you think that's still a theory?
Nah.
I mean, it's cooked now, right?
Yeah, I feel like it is, bro. Like, if
Well,
if
you have to have.
Blackbeard-
He
are you
doesn't
telling-
have any of the defining features.
Well, if
like, he
if-
doesn't
We
have
to
white-
meet another Lunarian. I think we're gonna meet another Lunarian though.
Are you gonna
we
say
ha-
because of like his dark skin or something? Like, I don't get it.
Well, we need to see.
I would just ask if y'all remember. Like this was before we met.
Oh
Rock.
no,
You
I
used to
remember.
think-
Yeah, I think
yeah.
I had even talked about that theory before.
Do y'all think the Buccaneers could be like a mix between giants and Lunarians? Potentially.
I think they would have some type of wings.
True.
The
I
only
agree with that.
Lunarian mix we got is Sanji, bro. Like, come on, bro.
You know what?
But
It would be cool, though, 'cause-
wouldn't the giants genes be like the dominant gene in that?
Yeah, but you got,
Well-
okay. I mean, I can see some like we would maybe one Buccaneer would have the traits though. Like somebody would have to get it. Everybody
True.
wouldn't just not have it. You know what I'm saying?
I think
Yeah, and the wings are like such a big part of
Yeah.
their tool set. So
What's,
yeah, I could see that.
King Harold with the whole thing with his horns, right? And I think it's gonna be interesting. What if there was a Lunarian, but we don't know he is because he cut off his wings.
That would be dope.
That
Who's
would be
black
dope.
with white hair? Nobody. But we'll see. I definitely
I
think
mean,
it's going
I-
this.
I mean, it could be a
Rox
new
has some
character.
things going for him. He has tan skin and he has white streaks in his hair. So he could be a mix, but I mean, he doesn't have anything like we haven't really seen Rox be hit hard by anybody
Or I mean, maybe the Davy Jones.
besides
Maybe Davy
Harold.
Jones was a Lunarian. You never know. It's possible, I
I
guess.
think
There
that'd be.
just, I feel like there just has to be one more, bro. That would be. I hope so, because I love the Lunaries.
Well, there
Yeah,
has to
bro,
be
and their
one 'cause
designs are amazing. Like King's design is ridiculously
I
good.
feel like there definitely has to be one. Considering King, I don't think he's like. What do you think? King is like a full-blooded Lunarian. There's not like a mixing of
Yeah, I think he full blood for
that.
sure.
So if that's the case, bro, there has to be more. Like there can't just be a situation where you had two full-blooded Lunarians that had a kid. Like there has to be a few more.
You got to think about it too, bro. Like one Lunarian is probably a better soldier than one giant. If you really think about it, bro. Because it would take a lot more to kill them, for one. They have a lot more movement. They can fly. And they're normal size, so you don't have to carry them around as much, like as hard as a giant.
I mean,
So if you wanted like true ridiculously powerful soldiers, why not just go with the Lunarians?
Talk about it, bro. We got the Seraphim, bro. Just
Yeah, and
So
the
like that
fact
might
that they
remove the need for like introducing a new Lunarian just because we got the Seraphim. Now that I think about it, I hope not though. I hope we get another one.
but
Why
you
you
would
not?
think they'd mass produce them, like how Big Mom was
I
trying to do,
mean, they
or
just
how they
killed the
could.
guy that could do it.
Yeah, true. Very true.
maybe Judge is the is the key.
Oh, yes, sir.
Judge comes back in a
No.
big way.
No, don't give Judge that credit, bro. If you give Judge that
Judge got it, bro.
credit, you got to give Queen that credit.
I mean,
Yeah, bro.
look, and
Or Caesar.
I made a video about Sanji is basically a seraphim.
Yeah, the first, the OG.
So like, it wouldn't be crazy to say like, Judge
Well,
has like
Sanji-
a different version of a seraphim because we know they had the similar.
Sanji was
inventions.
obviously based off of Lunarian. Like his fire powers,
Yeah.
Bro, I
his
ain't gonna lie, bro.
durability,
That's right.
everything, bro.
I think that devil fruit stuff, like, I don't want to say he is a devil fruit, but like, you remember the SBS, but it was like the swirl for Sanji's eyebrow looks a lot like a devil fruit, and Sanji's like, I mean, Oda's like, oh, what are you talking about? Like, you know what I'm saying? You
Yeah.
know? And I think that's like,
Well, bro,
that's gonna come back to be important, bro.
when he awakened and his like eyes started twitching the other way, and then the spirals on the other side. It's like obviously an
And it
emphasis.
did like
it's
go
not
look
just...
at the Have y'all seen the? No, yeah, we talked about it earlier, but the Gorosei colors, like if you look at the awakening, there's the smoke, the swirls in that are literally their like Sanji's eyebrows, bro.
Yeah, I mean, because I don't know if I think Kaido also has the swirl in his Devil Fruit awakening, but maybe that's just like the dragon.
So like maybe like Devil Fruit energy was used to create Sanji, like he's like a pure form of a Devil Fruit.
Of a green blood. It's like a more. Hey, at least we could say if that's the case, at least Judge beat Vegapunk in one thing, and that's green blood.
I mean, bro, Judge was making perfect clones way before. Come on, bro.
You think so? You think he did it before Vegapunk?
He got a clone army.
Well, look at all the Sanji's brothers.
He had a clone army, but I mean, I'm saying like, do you think he was the first one to do it? Because
Well, maybe not first, because we don't know how old Stussy is, but I mean, Judge ain't never made no evil. You know what I'm saying? So that's a plus for Judge. He made 4 great sons. Well, they're not clones, but genetically modified kids. Come on, man.
And then he made the Pirate King's third in command, bro.
Well, that's a bigger feat than anything Judge has done to be. I mean, Vegapunk done. He made the wing of the Pirate King, bro.
Yeah, that's pretty.
Who made the theory
pretty
that,
crazy.
It was by accident though. Turn around.
I think it was Hidden Island. He said Frankie has green blood, right? Or he's gonna have like
That
some
would've been
green blood awakening with. He's gonna get the green blood from Vegapunk and get a new power. That was a cool theory.
I wonder if a real Devil Fruit user can use green blood on top of their Devil Fruit. I never thought about that.
It'd be cool to see Frankie shuffling through different devil fruits. Like that's his new
what's
version
that
of
one
upgrades
guy
is like getting devil fruit.
from MHA, the Todoroki?
Worked up? Yeah. Or
Oh
like shot like
yeah.
back and forth.
Yeah,
Or like
one arm
my
has
boy
fire, one arm
Krollo,
has.
man. Krollo with the book.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool.
Just taking people power and stuff. I don't know. That would be cool. I'll tell you what. I'm gonna say this, and then we could probably wrap it up. I don't know, but the person, the lady from Wano, that had the fruit that Von Clay has, right? What if
Kaido's
like
baby mama.
I think that she was at yeah. I think that she was at God Valley.
Ooh, I never thought about that actually.
I'm gonna say the same way Odin got kind of tricked by that fruit. Maybe that's what happened to rocks.
Why did Kaido ever like let her in his ear? Like, do we know that? Like,
Nah,
why?
you know,
somebody to lead him.
Odin forgot Kaido. You know, halfway through his backstory, he was like, "You know what? I ain't gonna even worry about it, bro."
Bro, not gonna lie, bro. Sommers, I think he's up there with like the most hated characters.
Oh, he was
Yeah,
wilding with the kid from the tree, bro. I was like, this.
yeah,
really
How
bro.
do you
This
pissed me
find
off,
a
chapter
bro.
way
was
to look
bad.
especially evil in a chapter like this, bro? Like you standing out among some of the worst
Like,
people
bro,
in the
you
world.
see how
Yeah, he
happy
looked
he
worse
is?
than Garling, bro.
Cause he take real joy in that, bro.
Yeah, man, that was sick. That was.
Well, we see what he's doing right now in the present day in Elbaf, or what he was doing.
He's a complete psychopath.
How y'all
Still
feel about
messing
the
with
idea?
kids.
How y'all feel about the theory of Shamrock being an undercover rev?
I don't like that.
Oh,
I don't like it, bro.
Only thing I'm
well,
gonna say,
we
right?
already have
Only
he be
thing
too
I'ma say,
he be too indoctrinated, bro, by Garling.
yeah. The only thing I will say that you can kind of say is an excuse. All right, Taylor. Okay. But the other thing I would say is that maybe he made them make it a game at Elbaf so that it can give the people a chance to escape. Because they probably would have just straight up slaughtered everybody. So maybe Shamrock was like, you know what?
Yeah, I was
Give
thinking
these
about
folks a
that when I
chance.
was
You know what I'm
reading
saying?
through those chapters. I remember always thinking like they are kind of like this does feel like it's not the most efficient way to execute this plan. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
so I mean, if he was on the cover, that can be the only thing I can think of, but I wouldn't really like it.
yeah.
They
No,
gotta be pulled
it
off
just
perfect.
doesn't make too much sense in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah, it
Just
would just have
because
to be executed like to a
and,
T, like you know.
and the dynamic between him and Shanks is just too like interesting for that. You know what I'm saying? Like, obviously, I think that they should meet in the current time. They've obviously met in the past, but they should meet in current time.
I think Shanks
And we
fight
should
him.
get something out of it. Huh?
I think Shanks clear of him.
I think Shanks would beat him in a fight. But the thing is, I think Shanks has a stronger will than him.
Well, who we think stronger, Shamrock or Garland?
Garling, for sure.
I think so.
We think Dragon fighting
Especially
Garland?
now.
Huh?
Probably.
I feel like if Shanks fight Shamrock would have to be like either as strong as or stronger than Garland. Because I think Dragon probably stronger than Shanks, but it can't be like a big gap. You know what I'm saying?
I still like the idea of Luffy having to fight Garling. I mean, not Garling, Shamrock.
I want Zoro to
Yeah,
fight Shamrock, bro.
It'd be in essence
Zoro,
him fighting Shanks, but they could actually fight to the death.
hear me out. This is gonna sound like a crazy theory, Zoro gas, but bro, he has the 3-headed beast sword.
Yes, sir.
Zoro using each sword to cut off a head would be
Yes,
the
sir.
greatest fight in One Piece.
Yes, sir.
I know it's like
Greatest
we
fight in
got.
One Piece. Oh my
Well, bro,
God.
like
He says this
No,
might
hold
sound
up.
like crazy Zoro gas. This
No,
might
but-
be gas. It'll be the greatest
Hey,
fight
but
in
hold
One Piece.
up.
Like, what do you mean?
What is a more satisfying thing besides Shanks? Like, what else could possibly be more? Like, Luffy wouldn't even be as good as that for Shamrock.
I think Sanji, bro. We talking about 3, right?
Sanji?
Let's go ahead and
What the
we talking about the number 3. Sanji name is literally third son, number 3.
Oh my god!
And he's the
bro.
third strongest man on the Straw Hat. So the 3-man himself, taking out the 3 dogs. So I don't know, bro. I'm going with that.
No, bro. He's look Sanji. Sanji, even though he can only use his legs. So the thing is, Zoro has 3 swords. Sanji's handicapped in a sense in that fight.
Another slept on one, bro. Another slept on matchup is Shamrock versus Sabo.
Yeah.
Probably,
Just because,
honestly. That's honestly
just
probably what's gonna happen. Like for
I
real.
hope not, bro. Give it to Zoro. Give every
Hey, no Sabo, bro.
well, listen, bro. The Rev whole thing is waiting for the Holy Knights to come out. So Sabo is gonna have to play a part in fighting them.
Yeah, but why can't Sabo take out Gunko or like Summers or someone?
Because those are fodder. Okay, they're
Gunko
not
solo in
fodder.
the straw
They're
hat.
not fodder. They're not fodder.
I was like, you
But
moved
still.
amongst the trio. Gunko solo straw hats, bro. Jinbei? Even Nami was like,
Gunko,
Jinbei, damn,
or
that's all you
Sabo.
got.
Gunko or Sabo.
Give me Sabo. Sabo Admiral level.
You think Gunko
Sabo
in
is
that
Admiral.
range?
Oda obviously portrayed Sabo as Admiral level, but he didn't want him to actually fight an Admiral at that time.
Yeah.
And he has a Logia, bro.
But,
Like
you know,
he's meant to
you know how
be up there with Admirals.
Shanks has that moment for when because we're waiting for Dragon to show his true power for what 20, 30 years. Shanks got the moment with Kid. I think the best moment you could give Dragon now is Sommers. You just one shot Sommers and get him out of here.
Oh my god, that'd be so satisfying.
Cause I gotta
That's a
see.
Sanji. Come on now, that's Sanji for real now. Y'all better fill up.
No, bro, he's gotta go.
Nah.
Like
Sanji, I would love for Sanji to fight Sommers, actually.
Let me tell y'all the perfect scenario for Sanji unlocking Conqueror's Hockey is Summers doing some sadistic shit with Nami or Robin, bro. And him that's when he has to unlock it to save them.
Or even just like a little butterfly, a little girl.
well, okay, look, Sanji could fight Sommers and win that fight, but what I'm saying is like Dragon has to embarrass Sommers when they meet.
No, it don't gotta be Summers. It could be what bro name is killing him. I'm gonna say kill.
We
bro.
have to see
He was
Dragon
killing him.
absolutely embarrass some of these holy knights.
I want to see that one Holy Knight that has like the bone helmet. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, Outlaw is like a Texas, the Longhorn.
Yeah.
That's
I want
what
to see what
remind
he
me
can
of.
do, bro. I feel like he's gonna have like some type of curse, devil fruit or something. I don't know.
We just scratching the surface for real.
The bones fruit.
The Holy Knight's gonna be crazy, bro.
Bro, yeah, this next chapter is gonna be insane, bro. It's probably
Dang,
gonna
I hate we
blow
got
us
a
away.
break. Hey, with this break though, y'all want to revisit our stocks?
Yes, bro.
No, I think we wait for after Elbath or after.
Man,
at
it's
least
been so long, bro.
Stocks
okay,
for
at least after.
Okay, I see what
at least after the flashback.
You trying to get all the dragon gas you can, huh? I feel it. We can just do a mid-arc review, and then at the end of the arc, we can also touch it again. You pause. You feel me?
I'm down. We could do it.
we should after this flashback, we should also do like our top 10 all time. If y'all would be down for that.
Just combine it into one stream.
Because we could accurately see how powerful some of these players were at God Valley.
As long as Shanks is top 2. Are we gonna do that serious stuff though? Heard me?
Like it's subscribe.
What'd you say?
That's how we're gonna do inner series stuff.
No, I think it's current, right? It's like, how strong is Luffy right now?
All right.
I mean, we could do either.
I'm with it.
Do you want to predict
I'm
Luffy's strength and like Zoro's strength and Son? Like,
the thing about One Piece. The thing about One Piece is all of our top 10s will be different, so there's going to be room for argument the entire stream.
I just want to see how high you have a Kainu.
Listen,
you don't want to see that. I'm thinking about it, right? The fact that he's probably at least top 5 is just.
Listen, there's only 2 people that have a 5 billion berry, or there's one person that has a 5 billion berry bounty, bro.
We can definitely go more into this, but I just gotta know, bro. Do you have a Kainu over Garp?
Prime Garp?
Yeah.
Let God Valley finish. Let God Valley finish. Let God Valley
finish. You see what I'm saying?
Let God Valley finish.
Bro, you really thinking so deep about this is like really worrying.
Bro, Oda gave Sakazuki a 5 billion berry bounty, bro. We cannot overlook that.
Yeah,
bro,
I don't care what anybody says, bro.
This is a fun stream. I'm already excited for this stream. We got
listen.
We got to start with Zane and Akainu.
Listen, bro, Akainu people sleep on Akainu, bro. Just because he got, rocked by a little quake punch from Whitebeard. Everybody's, oh, he got hit by a cancer Whitebeard. Like, come on, bro. He got right back up after that, and he was about to go kill
That
Luffy.
5 billion berry bounty, bro. Law Devil Fruit was 5 billion berry, bro. Like, we not worried about that shit, bro.
But you gotta, bro. Law's Devil Fruit can give you immortality. That's a
Hey,
big league to be in, bro.
I mean, my theory is Law's Devil Fruit can also is like the only thing that can probably kill Emu. So
that would be fire,
probably,
actually.
Like, I think it's just overall, it's because even Doflamingo is like that's the one thing I need. I need Law's Devil Fruit.
But don't you think Emu would be like 100% after that?
I think
the only person that can kill Emu.
Say it again.
So I thought y'all said Akainu is the only person that can kill Emu. What the fuck are y'all talking about, bro?
I mean, low key. No, I'm just kidding. That's reserved for my boy Zoro.
Because I just want to see how far Akainu can go in your list. Because when you have guys like, because we're considering Emu in this list, I'm assuming, right? Joy Boy. I don't think he's even close to those.
Okay, listen to this though. Okay, let me finish. Let me finish. He
Davy Jones
100% has advanced conqueror's haki.
100% my ass.
He has 100% the strongest offensive devil fruit in the entire series. That's confirmed.
Logia. Okay, I give him that.
He's cherished by Oda for 3.
Very misrepresented. But go ahead, buddy.
He'd find the One Piece quicker than anybody else.
Not canon, but
in the entire series.
Also very misrepresented as well.
The thing with the way, because the way his character is, like, he doesn't do anything, but when he does, it's the most aggressive approach in fighting style, which is
because he's a monster, bro.
That's the cool thing about Akainu.
It's funny, like, the fact that y'all took that phrase about the One Piece and you just twisted it to faster than anyone. Like, come on, bro.
Because like Garp
Oda could write the story in what he said 2 years, a year.
He'll be finished in 2 years.
Bro, that's a disgusting feat, bro.
Yeah, bro. If Luffy leaving fucking East Blue as strong as an admiral, of course the story is ending quick, bro.
But no, he said with Akainu's he implied with Akainu's circumstances. He didn't say going through Luffy's. But he didn't say going down Luffy's route.
As strong as Akainu as the main character, bro.
That's all.
You're right, actually. You're right. But listen,
I know we gotta go. I'm a Sanji fan. I get it. We don't get like all the crazy statements and feats, but we don't gotta grasp for straws, bro.
Listen, I'm telling you what Oda's telling us. Oda obviously thinks Sakazuki is one of the strongest in the entire series.
Because he is.
Yeah, for sure. And he's top at least top 10 all time. Y'all gotta give him at least top 10 all time. Not. He's top 10, bro. You can't name me 10 characters stronger than him right now.
Joy Boy 1, Emu 2,
that's fine.
Shanks 3, Mihawk 4, Dragon 5, Garp 6, Roger 7,
Davy Jones,
Fox 8, Whitebeard 9, Davy Jones.
Whitebeard is not stronger than Sakazuki, bro.
What? Oh, Whitebeard's gonna back him up.
Bro, all right, bro. Listen to me. I'll give you Emu. I'll give you Joy Boy. I'll give you maybe Ryuma. We need to see more from Ryuma.
I didn't even get to say Ryuma. Give me Vismoke Romeo too, bro.
Bro, Romeo. Yeah, maybe.
Y'all don't know about Vismoke Romeo. Y'all got to get back on Twitter, man.
If he has Juliet, I can maybe.
No, I didn't say Ryuma.
People sleep on Sakazuki, bro. I'm telling you.
The 20 Kingdom or the 20 Kings would be. One of them was Emu, right? We're assuming. So I'm thinking they're probably like Admiral level, right? Like they got to be somewhere in that range.
Well, the thing is, I don't think you have to be physically strong. You can hold influence too.
Yeah. They just can't like right now.
Because in that time it was a time of like World War.
It was, but we don't know who was around Joy Boy at the time. Like we don't know how many powerful fighters were around that time because that was like that was the beginning of piracy at that time.
It was the ancient
from what we know.
Like, that was probably before devil fruits and everything.
Man, we got so many questions
You know,
still
be
to
a fun.
ask.
You know,
This series is so amazing. I love One Piece.
You know, it'd be a funny plot twist if this probably wouldn't make sense. Actually, never mind. I was gonna say, what if Emu was Davy Jones?
Well, don't you think he would have got a bigger reaction out from Rocks? Or like when Rocks said that? All he did was
like, boy, you don't
yeah,
even know about
he was
he
interesting.
was like, bro, what are you even talking about? Get out of here.
No, I think he knew. He was just like more like, how did
I
you?
mean, maybe it could be like the entity of Emu took over the body of Davy Jones. I could see that.
Like, maybe Davy Jones was the first perfect vessel. I mean, I know that's just a theory we come up with, but I think that's very like
That'd be valid,
that's some
actually.
Well,
weight
the
to
only
it, bro.
reason I think it's kind of dumb is if because Davy Jones was a D Clan member, so it'd be kind of weird if he was.
Well,
also
if you can't
Emu.
beat him, join him.
Yeah, I guess if you defeated him and then took over his body, that's probably fair. I guess.
That probably doubled his strength if he did that.
Like, yeah, I
You
mean,
get the you get the
Hey, I was
you get
just
the
throwing it
body
out
of a
there.
D Clan member.
Yeah. Oh, someone said there is even Davy Jones' locker in Marizua where the Straw Hat is. It's kind of interesting.
That'd be fire, actually. Well, Davy Jones' locker is at the bottom of the sea. So we don't technically know where the flower room is, but if it's below sea level, you
That
know.
would
But
make a lot of sense because they build a border like horizontally around that like strip of land so no one can get to it like from any other way, like the red line. And then they put the castle, like the Marijo in the center, so that they can go straight down. That makes sense.
Ooh.
So no
So
one can attack from inside or out.
do y'all think like the Adam and Eve trees are like super important to everything?
Yeah, something with voice.
Or do y'all,
no doubt in my mind.
Well, dude, like you got to think of the Sunlight Eve tree was created by somehow the Void Century, or maybe even before. And it's still like if you think of how intricate that system is, where they're taking light from the sky and shining it all the way through to the bottom of the ocean.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Just for the fishmen to like survive that war.
I think it was like in the past where somebody could sacrifice their will and dreams and manifest it into a devil fruit. So and it grew onto the tree. That's what I got from what Vegapunk was saying.
Like it's one of the most advanced.
And from the painting, bro, that we saw, or the mural that we saw.
Yeah.
Like it implies that as well, and I think that'd actually be pretty cool. If you had to sacrifice your entire body, your spirit, your will, to form into a devil fruit, and that's why the devil fruit has, you know, some sort of conscience.
Well, I think
mostly
my theory. I was gonna make a video on it, but I just never got to. I'll probably make it, but I'll just tell you what I think right now. I think the devil fruits came from the Ohara tree.
Oh, I never even thought about that.
Because it's called the tree of knowledge.
I got a dip, fellas.
And all right, bro.
All right, brother.
Shout
Be
to
safe. You too, bro.
So the reason why I think that is because I think it's in the Bible the tree of knowledge is where the devil fruits came from, and that's the same name with the Ohara tree, the tree of knowledge. So I was thinking maybe Ohara because it's a tree with a bunch of information and books and everything. What if the Void Century scientists were from Ohara and they created devil fruits on that tree? Like the first time the devil fruit spawned was on the tree of Ohara. But
I would fuck with.
I don't know. People say the Adam and Eve tree. I think it's possible for sure, but I think
all the trees are special, and I think they're connected in some way. So you're probably right.
Yeah, I mean,
but that could also be for both the other trees. That's why there's so many. Maybe there's there's three trees. There's Adam, Eve, and then there's the Ohara tree, right?
Yeah, those are the three like biblical trees.
There's three versions of devil fruits. There's Zoan, Logia, and Paramecia.
3 ancient weapons.
Yeah, that's true.
So maybe each tree can provide different versions of fruits.
That's definitely possible. Yeah, because even with the sunlight U tree, there is like some science there. It's not just this natural thing. So yeah, that makes sense. We'll have to see more with the Adam tree and like more to the other realms and everything. But
See, I think that your guys' questions, especially Zane's theory about like different devil fruits with different trees, I think that really will get answered once we learn more about Loki and his devil fruit.
Yeah,
Because who's
definitely.
not to say that, like, because it's specifically from Elbaf, right? It's an Elbathian fruit. Rox wanted it. Harold had it, right? He wanted Harold to use it. Now Loki is using it. So if it's Elbaf specific, and then obviously the Adam tree is from Elbaf, war-torn country that's has its own like history for so long, for millennium now. So yeah, I feel like there's probably maybe some tie to it.
and if I had to guess, if this theory was true, I would say the Zoans came from Elbaf, from the Adam tree.
Yep.
Because
And then the sunlight tree is the Logius, I'd say probably. Because it's like an element.
Yeah.
Sunlight. But anyway, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No.
But yeah, we're cooking on here. We've been cooking on here today,
some
boys.
solid theories.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
to
we
be fair, though,
definitely got to
that's-
clip some of these and come back to it later on.
That's what happens when you get a chapter like this, though. Because today, like this week, this was loaded.
Any final predictions for the end of the God Valley stuff in his backstory? Because I feel like I don't think we're gonna see everything with God Valley, but I feel like this is wrapping up as far as Loki's backstory is. Maybe what 2-3 more chapters? Maybe
Yeah.
max, like four max.
Man, honestly, at this point, I don't know, bro. It's hard to say. Oda is like,
is he really going to give us all of Rox's like Davy Jones stuff with Blackbeard? Like, is he gonna give us everything in this?
I don't think so. We'll probably get more whenever we get Blackbeard's like personal backstory, because he's gonna get one later on.
Yeah.
So whenever we get that, I think we'll get more from Rox too about their lineage and the Davy Clan and all that.
I genuinely think this is it, though. Like his backstory, that like what really pains him and like draws him to this like whole world of destruction. I think this is it, because like he's seeing for the first time, like as soon as like he's born, as soon as he's a kid, he's dragged into this like culling game, which is extremely intense and crazy that any human has to go through, right? And then from then on, if I had to guess, he's an orphan, so he loses his mom during this time. Obviously, Rox perishes, goes away, probably due to some like emu level threat, which is why God Valley got wiped and records got wiped as well. So he alone has to bear the entire weight of the fact that he has a lot of knowledge from the past. His mom died due to the world government. Dad died due to emu's interference, like / world government. So he knows and has knowledge about the entire world, and is only like 4 or 5 years old, and he's survived from that. I think like it just only grows on itself. So
in this last panel, when Garp shows up, like he really looks like Blackbeard in this panel, bro, with the nose and the facial expression. I think Roger looks more like Luffy than Garp, which is weird.
see, I can see why you think that, because like Roger's more happy-go-lucky. But I truly feel that like he does resemble Luffy in some moments.
Well, no, I'm just saying in this one panel when they're reacting to Garp, yeah.
Yeah. Actually, the very last one, bottom left.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see it. It's more that shadowed, like determined eye look. Blackbeard does it more than Luffy.
Yeah, for sure.
Damn,
I think, yeah. I mean, we went through a lot of different stuff in this. There's a lot to go over. But I just want to say, appreciate the super chats. I saw Flevins earlier sent a 10. Shout out to JJ for that one. That's a war super chat.
Yes, sir. Y'all are amazing.
Flevin said, Mihawk, Sengoku are absent from God Valley equals a downscale. Well,
Mihawk was a baby.
Yeah, I want to say, well, Well, I think he's
First of
saying
all.
like I think he's saying like Shanks and Shamrock and Blackbeard are all involved as babies. Where's Mihawk?
Listen,
What is
all I'm
Mihawk's
gonna say
backstory?
is Shaggy is Mihawk's
Shit.
mom,
Yeah,
and he's a
Rayleigh's
bastard son of Garling. That's all I'm gonna say.
Nah,
Think so,
I
bro?
think it's Rayleigh.
So that because that would make what Shanks and Mihawk brothers, half brothers.
Yeah, half brother. Imagine, bro. And that's why they had that
That
entire.
beef. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Make sure you guys like the stream. Was it? There's no chapter next week, right?
We on a break.
Let me
So
double
I guess
check.
we'll have to.
Yeah.
We can do the stocks. We can probably do some power scaling.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna love that one.
I
Yeah.
can't wait to check on the stocks once LBAF is like halfway through, or like all the way through. That's gonna be fun.
Yeah, make sure you guys like the stream. JJ, I'll give you the final words.
All right, y'all. Make sure y'all check us out next week. Appreciate everybody for coming through.